Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, it's here, LARIMAR Resort in the Dominican Republic. Two-bedroom, two-bath, ocean view, and overlooking the Farallon, the one of the best units in the whole complex. I will have to say, starting it off with the new thing, and oh, yes, a disclaimer. This is no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry, and you can take over and assume the payments. That's right, the best deal. And by the way, you contact me, support at stopstrugglingnow.com if you're interested, because actually, it's my unit. That's right. So you know, anybody here in the SSN Nation, I'll make a special sweet deal for you. I already have a price that's ridiculously low because I just want to get rid of it. That's pretty much it. So you can make a deal once we talk about a little bit of this tonight. But you know, good luck, Americans. This is part 4 by default. And welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get all right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you so much for being here. Please share the videos so you know other people may be looking for information. And in this particular case, some people may be looking for real estate in the Dominican Republic. Tonight, we can talk about it. This I wasn't going to talk about, but now I am because I did not come to a deal, unfortunately, with someone else. So I figured I might as well do what I should have done all along, make it an open invitation. Because one thing is for sure, when you have somebody that have towers behind you, that's right, they don't actually overlook the Farallon directly, and they can't see the ocean view directly either, although they can still see a little ocean views on the side because there are buildings behind, such as Tower 4, and they're selling a two-bedroom there for $235,000. Yes, I know I could sell it for 200, but that's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is exit out of this because you can assume the payment plan. That's right, still on a payment plan. Some people would say, Eric, wasn't there delivery September 2025? Yes, it didn't happen. But you guys, I was fully transparent over the last, 2 years already. 2+ years when I said I stopped making payments. That's right, just so you understand. But now I've made a decision that I can no longer go on with this charade. And I don't mean to use the word charade. For me, it's a charade because we were here in 2022, 2023, when lots of things were said, like five-star hotels. Sonesta, the James, and the St. James Place, or whatever you want to call it, those are never been, nor are they five-star hotels. People understand that is, well, Hyatt, Marriott, Four Seasons, things of this nature. That would generally kind of connote that it's a five-star hotel. So there were supposed to be two of them to start. We get Sonesta and the James. There were supposed to be levels, meaning waterfalls on the Farallon, that too. So apparently that's not a thing either. But I will do this because while I'm talking about this, this is no credit check, no qualifying, Ocean View and Farallon View. And here is the website. That's right, everybody can go to larimarcity.com. And this just so happens to be the prime towers. They're calling this the premium residential. Okay, well, whatever. It's simply a condo. It's 700, hold on. It's 800 square feet. 72.92 square meters, 2 bedroom, 2 bath configuration. But the one of the most outstanding things about this is, for some reason, they wanted to do over 250 to 300 square feet of a balcony space. Do you guys understand that's huge? All right. It's allegedly something like 28 square meters, and some people have 23 square meters. It just depends on where you are in the building. We're supposed to have 28 square meters. That's pretty significant. That's huge. So, just wanted to point that out. Here, I'm on the page now. This is what it's supposed to look like after it's done. This is Tower 1 on the left. Wait, hold on. Yeah, on the left-hand side, this is Tower 2, which is where the unit is. And it's right here where the cursor is, roughly on the 11th floor, except on the right side of the building. All right, just so you understand. So in other words, this is Tower 1, but it's not. But it'd be on the same 11th floor, but on the right-hand side. We'll get to more pictures. Back there, that's Paradise. That's Paradise 1 tower. They haven't started building that yet. And Paradise 2 is a condo hotel tower, just so everybody understands. None of this has been built. These are all renderings thus far. They're on, well, this is actually Tower 3 and 4 now that I'm looking at this. But anyhow, the point I'm trying to make is Tower 3 and Tower 4 right now is on roughly the 13th and 14th floors. They don't have windows. It's just the cement work. Tower 1 and Tower 2, who's up front, they are only around the 8th floor. Also, no windows, no nothing, just cement work. Delivery was supposed to be September 2025. They're telling people delivery December 2026. That can't be a thing. On this website, their frequently asked questions, it says delivery of Horizon View, which won't happen late 2027 because they haven't even broke ground for Horizon View. Laid cement, a foundation. They've broken ground digging a hole, but that doesn't count. They haven't started the foundation. The other thing is well, it doesn't matter. We'll get into it shortly. The frequently asked questions is going to be delivered Horizon View and Prime Tower. They say some units, which I'm kind of confused, but some units are going to be delivered late 2027 under the frequently asked questions, which you may notice there's no FAQ. That's why you have to Google, because they're not sending out any information to anybody. Okay, fair enough. Okay, the other thing. The unit does come with, it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, once again. It comes with white line for the kitchen, the stove, the microwave, the refrigerator, the hood for the exhaust, and counter, 2 chairs, like I don't want to use the word bar stools. Also, this is a 1-bedroom they're showing here. It does not matter. The wall treatments they're showing is not a thing. The basket and everything you see on this patio is not a thing unless you do it yourself. This is not a thing. This is not a furniture package, just so you understand. All right, that's the 1-bedroom, so it doesn't matter. Double height lobby, equipped gym. I don't know what they're talking about, equipped gym, and I don't know why they say rooftop infinity pool, because those weren't a thing. And I don't know where those are coming from, but they don't exist. So disregard any rooftop infinity pool, equipped gym, unless it's downstairs underneath. I don't know where that is. But the bottom line of the story is all these questions, I have no idea. I'm just pointing it out. So don't believe everything you see here, because there is no rooftop infinity pools that we know of. Not in Prime Towers. None of them, just so you understand. Okay, we're going to get into the Prime Towers. Did I not say $169,000? I know. Look, I know. I know it's a 2 bedroom. It's only, like I said, 800 square feet inside. Gonna have about a 200. Again, I keep giving you deviations on the square footage. 250 square feet to 300 square feet deck. It's a wasteland out there. I really wish they would have taken off about 10 square meters and made everything a little larger, but nonetheless, that's me. All right, this right here on the right hand side, this is not a 2 bedroom unit. This is a penthouse unit. That's what their renderings show. All right, just so you understand. This right here, penthouse units. That's what the rendering shows. This right here, penthouse units. This right here, penthouse unit. Nothing here shows a 2 bedroom unit, but it does still not show. These are both tower 3, tower 4, tower 3, tower 4. Nothing shows tower 1. Okay, I see what we're doing. That's very interesting. Again, this is 3, this is 4. There's nothing happening here. What's happening? Okay, yeah, that's a penthouse unit. That's the penthouse unit. That's a 1 bedroom unit. But again, these are not furnished like this at all. They have a furniture package, but you cannot buy any of what you see right here in the furniture package. Just forget about it. It doesn't exist. All right. Now, the bad news is I thought I was going to see some projects in here, but I haven't went over to this website. I just figured today I would. Just so everybody understands, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry, because I never finished making any payments. That's all I'm going to say. I stopped in 2024. I had every 3-month payment plan. As soon as I realized at the end of 2023, beginning of 2024, when they said that they were going to deliver in September 2025, I said, no, that's not going to happen. I said, you can't even deliver in 2026. So why am I going to keep making payments? In fact, might as well just wait and see what happens. So now here we are, July 31st, 2026. They claimed again. They told me we're going to have delivery December 2026. I said, no, you're not. It's not going to happen. You have no wind. They couldn't do it anyhow, even if the place was enclosed with windows. They still haven't finished the interior, the plumbing, the electrical. They haven't even done interior work yet, and let alone separate the units. So anyhow, let's move along, because again, you can put a down payment. You don't have to pay 169. Just so you know, you'll be taking over the payment plan. So that's why, if you're interested, you need to email me, support@stopstrugglingnow.com. I'm sure somebody might contact me, because Tower 4, which is behind there, some people are selling for $235,000, at least at Inmokeribe. And again, number 4 is much different than being in number 1. Okay, so no pictures again, I see. This is not good. This is okay. Here we go. This right here, I don't know what it is. I guess it's a hotel, but as you can see, this looks like where Prime Towers are going to be. There is no levels. This looks like, but there looks like a level here. And I don't know what this means, because unless they're going to, well, this would be a catastrophic failure, trying to have things open. So I guess this is just greenery for some reason. I don't even know. This is just renderings. I just got tired of always asking questions. These towers look like, I don't know what these towers are, quite frankly. They look like Breeze Towers, which is next door, but who knows. All right. Beach club, again, their definition of a beach club is different than mine. There is no beach. In case you're not familiar with Larimar City, these would be man-made pools or man-made beaches. The beach is like 10 kilometers, 8 kilometers away, just so you understand. So this is high on a cliff. You have ocean views on the cliff standing there. You have city view, because you overlook the city of Punta Cana, and it goes out to the ocean. I'm on the 11th floor. just so you understand, up front. So you overlook everything. You're sitting in your living room. You can see the ocean from there and overlook the city. All right. So you're not going to be in the building behind like building 3 or 4. So anybody in building 1 and anybody in building 2 and they're on the front, like my unit, and you have to be, I recommend 7 stories high or higher, because if they put a hotel up there, the hotel could be 4 stories high or 5 stories high. So just letting you know in case some resales come up, which they probably will. All right. Again, I can't use none of this. This is all renderings. This isn't going to help us. Again, this does not exist, what you see on the screen. All right, enough. Let me see who's in the house tonight. We got post-retirement travel in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. And let me see what his tagline is. He's an investor in the DR as well. Hello, all. Let's do this. That's exactly right. Let's do this. That's what we do. And that's what we need you to do. Make sure you guys grab your pen, pads, and paper, because you never know what questions you may have. And here comes one question right now. Won't they penalize you? You've been late? No, they will not. So let me explain how this all came to be. So they contacted me and they said that as long as you, upon delivery, get ready to pay for it in full like you're supposed to, then they waive the late fees. Right now, I would have late fees of roughly $1,100. That's it. As of last month, it was $1,100. It's like $50 a month or something. But again, that's if I exit and said, hey, I want to give up. Then all of a sudden they turn it into, oh, we're going to apply these fees instead of giving you your money back. So I said, well, then, since you said that, add the addendum to my contract. So that's when it triggered them to do something different. So when I said, hey, please add the addendum to my contract, seeing how I don't have to worry about anything, I'll just wait until you actually deliver. And since I won't have to pay fees, we're all good then. So then I said, well, if that's the case, then I'll start making payments 5 or 6 months from now. Because the way I see it, you're not going to deliver December 2027 either. But I said, I might as well start making payments about 5, 6 months from now. That triggered them to send me back a thing talking about, oh no, we're going to deliver December 2026. So we want half of the money that you owe now, and then when we deliver, then you can start making payments after you give us half, and then when we deliver. And I go, you're not delivering for over 14, 15, 16 months. So why would I do that? And by the way, that wasn't our agreement. You were just going to add the addendum so that way, but then they realized, wait a minute, if we add the addendum, he ain't got to do anything. Well, that's exactly right. You guys already got loans because you actually have paper that says I paid 131. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I will take a profit. So that's how this works. We got it at 2022, 2023 prices. It don't cost you $200,000, $235,000, or $250,000 for the 2-bedroom, 2-bath, Oceanview, City View, Farallon View, and right in the mix. All right, so just so you know, let's get down to business, because post-retirement travel said about the penalization. Yeah, that's what it ultimately, when they were like, oh no, we're not, again, they're not going to do the addendum. So then I was like, okay, then I'll just get rid of it then. So whoever else wants to take over the payments, again, I only paid, I'll just tell you, I paid like 17, I'll put it this way, I found $16,992. Another reason I don't want to deal with these guys is because they lost, that's $2,000 that I found from my receipt that they didn't apply. Now I know I made another payment, and now I'm looking around the house for the receipts. Remember, you guys, I got around, I can't find it. I luckily found one set, and now there's missing payments. So remember I used to always tell you I gave them 17 to 20 grand. So I found one payment. Now I got to find another, and it's probably, I can't really guess because again, it's already at 16,992. So that's the 17 to 20, and that's why I never paid attention to whatever I paid them. All I know is I paid them more than what my payment was due. So that's why I figured it had to be, it's either 19 grand, 18 grand, and it could have been 20 because my next payment was going to be over 3 grand. So it's somewhere in that ballpark, like I always used to say, for the last 2 years. And so now when they sent me over my how much I paid and it said 14,992, I was like, what are you talking about? I made other payment. I came and they didn't show the payment in the office. I made 2 payments in the office. So they can't find it. So then somebody said, "Oh, Eric, I'll get the unit from you, but I'll only give you what they said you paid." I said, "Well, right now it says I only paid 14,992, but I sent them the receipt for 2 grand, so now it's going to say 16,992." So I said, "No," I said, "I'm not going to take less than a certain number." And the guy's like, "Well, you didn't pay that." So I was like, "All right, then I'm just going to make it available to anybody then." And why? I'm going to make more. I'll just take my 35, 40 grand, whatever it's going to be. And instead of doing a deal like that, I'll do a different deal. And I contacted a broker, just so everybody knows here. So I put everybody on the clock. I contacted one broker and I said, "Hey, you can make whatever you want. This is what I need." Basically what we're doing right now. But actually I made it a little more for them because I said, "You got to make yourself a little bit of money. I'm not even going to do the 5%, 3%, 2% thing. You can add whatever you want because it's worth over 200 G's." I said, "I just want out because I don't want to deal with these people anymore. Losing my money, acting like I didn't pay them. Then they're talking about because they're supposed to give me an addendum. Now they want to trigger some fake December 2026 delivery date to try to make me give them money when I know they can't deliver until 2028, probably their best case scenario." All right, enough. This is why I'm selling it, just so everybody knows. I'm just tired of their BS. That's what it is. James Way, welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. And he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, all. Everyone is doing well. Hope everyone's doing well. That's it. We all know the rent is too damn high. Not to mention the HOV, exactly. And not to mention, I forgot to mention, I humbly appreciate that icon next to the name for post-retirement travel, which means he's a member of the channel. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm exiting if I can. So make your offers. I'm open to any offers. I just want out because once again, all these beautiful marketing pictures and all this stuff, who knows what's going to be built? All I know is the vision we had was different 3 years ago than what it is now. I got to be straight up. Whoever sees Larimar right now, you don't know what it was really supposed to be. That's the problem I'm having. I have so much, I just can't take it because I am a real estate guy. I'm a guy that's been doing short-term rentals for a very long time. Before anybody heard of Airbnb, I was Airbnb, just never called myself Airbnb, just so you understand. But we used to call ourselves Vacation Rental Ideas, all right? So this right here they're doing is not being set up, in my opinion, for vacationers. It's being set up for certain vacationers, but for me, optimizing your rental income is what this is all about. And originally, we were able to rent. How it was going to work out was we were going to be doing Airbnb. We were going to be able to do short-term rentals. Then it turned into, later on, about a year later, they started talking about, when I would have Gennaro on it, they would start talking about, well, we're going to have a management company, yes, but we're going to allow you to manage as long as we have your management companies approved by us. So if the management companies, they're not going to approve them, then now it comes to find out, I've been asking this for 3 years, what the rental program would be. We just found out a week ago. Management is 25% by Larimar. I don't know if you guys know anything about business, but if you're going to charge 25% of gross, that's 1/4 of the gross amount that they receive. This does not take into account the Stripe fees, which is 3%. It does not take into the account the Airbnb fee, which is also 3%. It does not take into account the VRBO fee and their management fee, because VRBO works on a little bit different way. You can prepay a year in advance, and that's one fee, or you can pay monthly. They have several different payment plans for enterprises as well. So again, that's one thing. Online travel agencies, you don't know what that is, you will become familiar, because a lot of business comes from them. Next thing you know, that 25% balloons to 30% easily, and then it balloons to 35% easily, and you haven't even paid insurance if you have it. You haven't paid your HOA, which we don't know what that number really is going to be yet. And there's going to be other fees, such as your electrical bill, because I would not advise you shutting off your electricity if you don't have renters. I'm going to tell you right now, because what's going to happen is you would say, okay, I'm going to turn it off. I don't have renters, but you don't, I guess you can look it up, but you may not have a renter. You turn things off inside a block wall with heat, like in DR, that room's going to heat up. It's going to be like 90 to 100 degrees. Stuff starts melting if you don't have the things start happening. You deteriorate your furniture and everything a lot faster. So those are the type of things. So anyhow, post-retirement travel was asking about this. Won't they penalize me? No, they won't penalize anybody, is what they say. They're doing some other stuff, but they're just trying to make people right now, even though they won't penalize you. They're like, well, if you want to do something. All right. The Shredder, welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night live stream. He says, sorry to hear about your experience. I agree, Larimar 3 years ago looked like Asgard. Exactly, the Shredder. Exactly. Okay, so just so everybody understands why I'm getting rid of it, because you see these renderings. These renderings mean absolutely nothing to me, but it did at one time, because we had the part of Larimar management. We had their broker here with several videos. We had the broker's sales agent several videos. We had a representative from Larimar here on video telling us all this stuff that they were going to do, such as Daniel Malky works at Larimar's Claire HP. He was here. You can't see the video because after 2024, I pretty much shut down all the videos. They're on private. But the point I'm trying to make is he's the one that said they were going to have levels, and there's going to be waterfalls into the lower level beach clubs. They even had renderings for this. Now, here's what we see. We see this kind of stuff that you see on the screen right now. See this, Larimar Beach Club. This is what we see. I'm like, okay, this looks like a pool to me. See, I don't understand. And it's not by any ocean. See, these are like deceiving, which, you know, if you don't know where it is, look at all this. I'm like, okay, this is nice, but my thing is, I'm like, this is all outdoors. Again, I look at things totally different. There is no way that this is nothing but a pool to me, calling it a beach club, having it with restaurants. Again, this open air thing right now in DR. How many people's going to be out here in the daytime in the summer? And how many people's going to be here when November and October happens, when it's rainy season and all that, hurricane season? Sure, there's going to be people here, but that's going to be considered what, low season? So again, I'm not a big fan of this. This is open. There's no AC. I'm not hanging out here where there's no AC. I mean, let's get real. There is a breeze up there though. So, but again, I've never been there in the midsummer. I've been there in May and June, and it was, whoo, it was hot then. I can only imagine what August and September and July is like. So anyhow, we keep going around in the same pictures. What's happening here? I mean, I'm on their website. This is crazy right now. All right, let's go. Let's go to amenities. Let's see what else we got. Or was I already here? I was already at the amenities. Okay, here we go. Golf clubhouse. Okay, again, they're going to have a par three executive golf club, or and a golf club, and on the Farallon. Okay, then they're going to have an 18-hole golf course also in the back. And again, I'll do a floor plan. I mean, a rendering. We'll check it out. What I mean by in the back, it's near the entrance where they're going to have an 18-hole golf course surrounded by villas. So, uh, yeah, that. Okay, so once again, I'm selling something. It's worth more, but I'm selling it for $50,000, $60,000 less than maybe even 70 or 80,000 because basically I just want a little bit of money. Somebody's gonna win if they love the place. You're gonna win because I'm only charging 169. You only have to put down 25, 30, 35, 40, 30, 20%, somewhere around 20%. Then you just, no qualifying, you assume that you take over, sign the paper saying the contract's going to be in your name. No qualifying, no credit check, no barriers to entry. All right? It's that simple. You don't have to do anything. You're going to have to figure out what you're going to do at the end of 2027 or sometime in 2028. Right now, they're claiming December 2020 or late 2027 is going to be delivery. So let's just say in the next 14, 15 months would be your earliest anticipation of delivery. Right now, what I know and the way I see things, I don't see how they're going to deliver until at least over 2 years. I believe 2028. Wake me up in 2028. So if somebody wants it, support at stopstrugglingnow.com. Again, I'm going to give you the goods and the bads. So when they say beach clubs, once again, all I see is basically like I'm going through some sort of habitat because it's open. I'm looking for AC. You see this right here? These are renderings though. I'm looking for AC. I'm not going to be, see, again, I'm not going to be outside in June, July, August, September, November. Come on. Now, December, January, February, March, then yes, you'll be outside like this. This is cool. April, and it starts getting a little dicey. May, it starts heating up. So I don't know how often you're going to be hanging out here when you live there. Again, if you live there, I don't see why you would be hanging out. You have a pool. Prime Towers has a pool at the bottom between all four towers. So again, I don't know why you're coming to this pool, but okay, maybe you want to come out here and hang out at this spot. Again, why is this not? This is all we got. Nothing happening here. All right, this is pathetic. All right, this is crazy. This two golf courses thing, an 18 hole in the back, like I mentioned. Then they take up valuable space on the Farallon. On the boardwalk, they put a 9-hole executive golf course. That was supposed to be bungalows over water. Just so everybody understands. That's what that was supposed to be. Bungalows over water. There's no bungalows over water, ladies and gentlemen. I have a property at River Island. Oh my God. She's in the same boat. My wife and I are not even thinking about renting it. The rental rates might be $100. We get $70 of that. The shredder, you're in the same boat. Noval and River Island is a same scenario. All this stuff they were talking about, all this stuff they were going to do, it's fine. But like you said, you're not getting $70. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not getting $70 because if you're in the rental pool, the rental pool is going to take generally, in case everybody wants to know this, condo hotels generally take 50% of your revenue. It's gone. So yes, you probably are only going to be renting for $100 per night, but it's worse than 70. You're going to be getting around 50 after it's all said and done. Best case scenario. Worst case scenario is they match the occupancy rate, not of the hotels, but of the short-term rentals in the Dominican Republic. And that means 30 some percent. So now you're going to be getting 50% or 45% of 35 to 40% occupancy rates. That's not a good thing. It's really bad. So a lot of people will be selling their units. And in fact, the shredder, I've had people hit me up that are owners at River Island. They're doing pretty much nearly the same thing I'm doing, except worse than I'm doing. They want out. So whatever they put in order to make somebody buy and take over their contract, because Noval lets you do that too, um, they are taking losses. So if they gave 50 grand, they are saying, just give me 35. They're just trying to get their money. They want to exit. 4 or 5 people. And this is 3, 4, 5, 6. This is like 6 months ago, 7 months ago, when people at River Island was trying to say hasta la vista. Because again, they're late as well. And I don't even know the status of River Island at this point because nobody ever talks about them anymore. So it's a shame. All right. Post-retirement travel, I don't know, buddy. But it's hard for me to walk away. I'd rather go all the way and sell if needed on the other side. No, I'm not. Simply because of this. I got several concerns. First of all, I know you own at the Galaxy. And the Galaxy, for instance, is supposed to have a restaurant, I believe. They're supposed to have a fitness room, and I think they're supposed to have a salon, something like that. And then they have their pool. So now the question that I have is, if you would have paid, let's call it literally, have only paid 10, 15%. If you paid 15%, and you find out there's not going to be a restaurant, there's not going to be a salon, there's not going to be a fitness center or a fitness room, and then they changed the way that the pool was going to be, how would you feel then at that point? And you only gave 15%, roughly. I think that's all I gave, something like that. Not even that, really. It's 12 or 13. But all I'm saying is it's a little under 15%. So I have options. That's the point. So, and since I'll go with this. I'll go with several things. So no bungalows over water. Bungalows over water, just so everybody understands, those are generally $500 to over $1,000 per month. So we knew baseline should be 400, I'll say, because it's not by the beach, not really over water. But I figured even if they got 400 a night, that's still cool, because that means our units are valuable, right? And that's a cool thing. And it's on the Farallon. So we're good. So when they say we're taking that off and we're putting in this 9-hole golf course in its place, I'm like, hold up. The 9-hole golf course brings no value. That's not, we already have an 18-hole golf course back there wasting valuable space. Now you're going to take up that, and I'd rather you have another hotel on here that's like saying the names of Hyatt, Marriott, somebody. So then this way they charge 300, 350, 400 per night. So that means our units are more valuable. So they're not doing that. All right. So there's several little structural changes that causes a problem. That's why I can't go with these guys. Joe Nay, welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. We're here with the Island Edition. And he brings his tagline. How is everybody this evening? Everybody's doing good. I hope everybody is doing well. Thank you so much. We're all doing well. So now, Joe Nay, I have to give up my Larimar City and Resort. I don't have to. I am, simply because it's a numbers thing. First of all, I don't like condo hotels. Somebody tells me they're taking 25% off the top gross, and I don't get a say, that's a condo hotel to me. They say again, yes, Eric, you can use somebody else. but you have to get a written approval from us. Well, do you really think they're going to give up their 25%? I'm like, originally, we weren't even in this ballpark where we had to get approval. Like I said, when I bought and first started in 2022, we were going to be able to do short-term rentals. Then it morphed into, well, okay, we'll have a list of approved management companies. So those approved companies, you can use one of them. Okay, now I felt, okay, we're fine. That's cool. But like I said, as things kept going on and on and on, like, lying in our faces when we're there in December, I was like, hold up, man. Hold up. Now it's our SSN Lifestyle Music Fest. We go back. Everything you said in November and December did not come true over the next 6 months that go by. So now I have a problem. And now we're at May 2024, and they say we're going to deliver September 2025, and they don't even have a first floor of the tower done. I was like, that's not possible. What are you talking about right now? And like I said, that's when I said, I'm not giving them no more money. That's how it goes. All right. Tomorrow, Larry, another investor in the house, patiently looking at this, even potentially. That's right. No credit check, no qualifying. And welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. So even though I'm selling it, everybody's understanding why I'm not selling it. You can look at their renderings. But again, are their renderings true? I don't know. Because everything that they've used to have is no longer a thing. So I don't know what to tell you. Look right here. I don't know if, I guess this is what it is. Who knows? Somebody called, I think it's Total Golf, is supposed to build the golf course. I recently saw a video. Post-retirement travel sent it to me. Somebody made a video just a week or 2 or 3 weeks ago talking about LARIMAR. And they were acting like the golf course was already built. They were acting like beach clubs were already built. Even though they didn't show it, they're sitting at the pool. They do have the pool built that's called Origin. And I don't even know if it's a restaurant or not because I don't know. Nobody's ever said they got food there. They have parties there, but I've never seen anybody, you know how social media is. People would usually show their food, show videos where they got food from the kitchen and they're eating it, right? But you've never seen none of those videos. They were acting like things were already built. Nothing is built. Zero is built except a pool and a pseudo pavilion. And they throw parties there. But there's nothing built but that little infrastructure around the pool. That is it. Just so everybody understands. The golf course is not there. The beach clubs are not there. Unless you call that pool a beach club. I don't. So I don't know what to tell you. It's just a pool to me. It does overlook the Farallon of the city and everything. It's cool. That is the cool part, right? They have that little essence. All right. I can't even find anything in here. Let's go to the master plan. Let's go see this. This right here. Okay. Another reason why I'm selling it, so everybody will understand, there is no way. You are correct, Eric. Not a good bit of people will sit out on that humid heat. And don't forget the mosquitoes. Exactly. I forgot about the mosquitoes. Because again, I'm not sitting outside in this heat. You got that right. Here we go. I don't want to offend. I don't see Larimar renting past 100 a night. Hey, you're not offending the shredder. I agree with you. Vista Kana has a ton of supply. The rental rates are 52 a night currently. Yikes. Exactly. I agree with you 110%. In fact, Shredder, have you went over to check Cap Cana? There's places in Cap Cana right now that you can rent in the marina, that you can rent by Juanillo Beach for 150 a night, not even 150, $100 to $75 per night. They have stuff over there, 700 for the week, 600 for the week, 1,000 for the week. And these are Oceanview units are 1,000, 1,500, 1,200 for the week that people paid $350,000, $450,000 for. I mean, this is what I expect to happen. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry. If you want to invest in Dominican Republic, maybe later is the time. But I'm giving you a deal because they're selling the 2 bedroom. Like, well, my 2 bedroom, nobody can get because they're all sold out. Only somebody can assume my contract, then you can get it. Um, and they're selling Tower 4 in the 200,000s apparently, which is outrageous. But I agree with you 100%. And there you go. The shredder has the whole point. You take away the bungalows over water. You take away the 5-star hotels, like what would be in Cap Cana. You take those away. That gives you a value. And you change them into a 3 to 4 star place, a Sonesta and the James place, who literally only has like, Sonesta itself only literally has 2 international hotels. All right, that's it. The James has 0 international hotels, and they're trying to pawn these off as 5-star hotels. They're not. It's that simple. But here, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. This is very fascinating. Another thing that they changed. Why is this not showing the whole thing? This is actually, okay, let me just redo this real quick. Let me see if this will reset. This is actually the master plan. Here we go. You guys can see over here on the left-hand side, phase 1 is 2026. This is the light blue. This is what we were supposed to have done by September of last year. It's not going to happen September of this year, nor September of next year, nor September of 2028, nor September of 2029. All right? Now, I want some people to pay close attention to this. Let me put this on full screen so you guys can see this, all right? But you're not offending nobody, and that's my assessment right now after they're doing this downsizing and reduced value of our property. And they're sitting there like, oh, it's no big deal, and they're not even telling owners about it. But check this out. Originally, we're supposed to have 6 hotels on the Farallon. All right? This blue area is 2028. That's not going to happen. This is downtown. It's 2 years from now. They haven't even finished the 4 prime towers. All they have is 4. They're not even. All they have right now is this little pool over here. All right. But check this out. Here's hotel. No, right. Listen. This is the Farallon right here. There was supposed to be 6 hotels on the Farallon. Just so you guys understand. All right. The line is right here. This is the line. This was supposed to be residential, and the Farallon was supposed to be beach clubs, water parkish type stuff. All right? And hotels. There were supposed to be 6 hotels on the Farallon. Check this out. Golf course. Commercial. This is where the mall's supposed to be. Services. This is where the hospital and the college was supposed to be. Now, in paperwork, it says medical clinic. That's much different than the hospital. And college says school, which is much different than a college. So apparently they're creating a lesser value. We can get with a hospital. That is big time. That means you have doctors, lawyers, nurses that get well-paying jobs that's going to live here. That keeps the value of your property up. That's cool. And their jobs on site. Unlike what you have it presently at Cap Cana, which is a high-end scale. Cap Cana has 5-star hotels, 5-star S qualities. But the hospital, that brings in people who get paid a lot of money. So that brings the value. That means somebody's going to buy the villa. These guys are going to buy a penthouse. They're going to keep the value or just get a 2-bedroom. I'm just saying. But anyhow, let's get back to the hotel situation. All right. Okay. Here goes a hotel now, ladies and gentlemen. This right here is right next to Horizon View. This was supposed to be Horizon View 2. No hotel supposed to be here. So now you put a hotel right next to a residential property. So they added this change right here. And it's going to be a freaking Sonesta or an Aston or some other no 5-star hotel, 3-star hotel. And if it's one of the Sonesta or Aston properties, then it's definitely a 3-star hotel. And they're going to make this right along next to your residential neighborhood. And on the other side, of this horizon view is Prime Towers. And then back here is Paradise Towers. And then whatever these are going to be. But here's the other thing. Across this for okay, let me stop. Hotel number 1. Here's residential. This is Prime Towers, 4 Prime Towers. Paradise 1. Okay, that's residential. Paradise 2 is supposed to be a freaking condo hotel. All right? So now we have a hotel here and we have a condo hotel here in residential neighborhood. Across the street from Paradise 2 is going to be Aston Condo Hotel Towers, and there's 3 buildings. So right here, we have 4 condo hotels and we have a freaking hotel before we can even get our residential centers built. And even after it's built, you got half of the same buildings is condo hotels. This is crazy right now. All right, let's move along. Here goes the second hotel, which is going to be on the Farallon. Here goes the third hotel. That's what they're calling the boardwalk now. I don't know what that means, but okay. Check this out. 4th hotel, 5th hotel, 6th hotel. All right. So this is what we thought we were going to have. Beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. We were going to be loving it. We were going to love life. This is a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hold on, I'm going to go look because we have things that we're talking about. The LARIMAR lobby looks like an open concept with high ceilings. I've been to resorts with lobbies totally exposed and open. AC is not feasible in that area. Post-retirement travel, that wasn't a lobby. That is the beach club, or that's what they're calling the beach club. So it's going to be open, apparently. Everything's going to be open at the beach club. There's no AC. Like I said, it's fine potentially in December, January, February, March, April maybe. May, it starts getting dicey. But June, at the end of May, June, July, and August, I don't know if you're going to be sitting out there in the summertime. So those 3 months is fine. But it's not, that's not luxury. That's not upscale. That's like a park. That's nothing. You got seating areas and water. And by the way, who's going to be paying for this water? That's all I want to know. Who's going to be paying for all this water that they claim that they're going to have? Do you know how much water costs around there that's going to be evaporating, that they're going to have to pour back into these pools? And you know the upkeep it's going to take? This is serious stuff. Serious stuff. All that, homeowners, HOA members, you're going to be paying for it. All right, let's get back to the situation at hand. Right now, 2029 to 2030. For us, it's a second home. Rental was an option, but now not reason we bought there. We wanted to be within a mile of the beach. Great time to buy in Punta Cana. A lot of inventory. Exactly. The shredder, you hit it right on the head. This is also why I'm giving somebody a deal right now. And she is exactly right. She has the pulse of what I believe is going to happen. Due to a lot of projects going to be delivered in the next 7 to 8 months, not Larimar, but a lot of projects are going to be delivered in the next 7 or 8 months. So therefore, there's going to be an oversupply, which is what's happening right now. And that's why there's going to be deals to be made. So the question is, are you going to believe Larimar's stories, or are you going to believe your lying eyes? Because if you go up there, and again, that video, there's people that made a video in the last 2 to 3 weeks, and they're acting like things are made already, but they're never showing it. They're just sitting at the pool talking about, yeah, the golf course, and it's being built. And I'm like, there's nothing being built of a golf course. All they did was run it out, like make it the outline of it and stuff like that. There's nothing being built. You can't even, first of all, that's going to take an 18-hole golf course is already going to take you about 2 years to build, and they haven't even started. You have to give levels. You have to have elevations. You have to have runoff. You have to have the sand. And the grass has to grow properly. That takes generally 2 years minimum. Now they're calling it a championship golf course. And if they're really building a championship golf course, it's going to take 2.5 years. So the best case scenario is you see a golf course there in 2029. You'll see a half-assed golf course in there in 2028. I'm just saying. And it's right now they do half-assed crap, is all I'm going to say. Now, let's get back to the hotels. Because you guys saw the 6 hotels on the boardwalk. Now, look here. I'll go residential. Yes, this is supposed to be all residential until we get here. That was supposed to be residential. But check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Residential, 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 except they're going to have 3 Aston Towers right here across from Paradise. So far, this is just phase 1 that they told us. Do you understand? There's up to 6 phases. They haven't said nothing about the other 6 phases. You know good and well they're going to put other condo hotels in here. They're going to put other hotels. Why do I say that? Because they already did it. Back here in the middle of the golf course, look at a hotel on this. I can't even believe they're doing this. Another hotel. That's 8 hotels now. Look at this. The golf course. Look at this. Residential. These are villas, these little lines. That's supposed to be villas, and there's supposed to be some sort of townhomes right here. All right? But here you go. The 8th hotel is right here in the middle of the golf course. This is 8 hotels, and we haven't even got through the first phase. We haven't even built the first phase yet. So this is crazy. There was never any. If they would have said there's hotels out here, and we're putting a hotel next to your residential neighborhood instead of separating it and making it a membership to be in the golf, people had to pay to get on the boardwalk, they didn't change this whole thing. So now that if I would have known this back then I wouldn't have even been talking about this place. That's just ridiculous right now. Okay, so all the rest is just residential that they're talking about right now. But that doesn't mean anything because they added 2 hotels in the middle of a golf course. What the? And also their residential, I believe it's around here. It's either, no, it's right here. I think this residential is the Aston Golf Residences is here. So I'm like, what the? This is crazy right now. So they actually have this hotel, and they have the Aston Golf Residences on the golf course. I'm like, this is insane. So again, I'm not happy about it. Just so you guys understand. I'm like, I can't rock with this bullshit. All right, I just got to say what it is. I can't rock with this. Now, here we go. You see this right here? These are the new renderings. What's this thing right here? This 4-level thing here. Apparently, this is supposed to be a 5-star hotel. Apparently. I'm like, this is insane. So if it's 4 levels, that's good. Everybody on the 5th level and up, maybe 6th level. I used to tell people get the 6th level and up. Worst case scenario, if there was no 7th floor and up. This case, it looks like you'll be fine. You'll be able to see out over everything. But that does not look like 5-star hotel to me. And it doesn't look like it's on a separate level either, like they claimed. So therefore, all these little areas are going to be crunched together. They're not going to be up top, overlapping. They are going to be, and you can see right here where the LARIMAR Tower 1, and this is where I'm at, Tower 2. And the 11th is around, let's see, that should be floor 15. This is 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Yeah, it's going to be right here. Somewhere around here is 11. This is going to be the 11th floor. All right, somewhere on this side. But my unit's going to be right in here. And SSN Nation members on the other side, by the way, just so you know. So, all right, there you go. Let's see. I'll get into something else about this. Let's go look. Let's go look around. What else they got? Oh, what's this? What's this? Sunset Residences? I don't know. What's this? All right. Anyhow, they're selling all these projects. They need money. Cost a lot of money to do this. Just letting you guys know. All right. Let's see. There's nothing here. I don't even know why this website exists. Why invest? No, this isn't good. All right. So here's what I'm going to do now, just so everybody can understand. Again, 2 bedroom, 2 bathrooms. It's on the 11th floor, which is roughly here. This is Tower 4. They're selling Tower 4 $235 for the same 2 bedroom, 2 bath. They are behind our building. Even though on the corner you'll be able to see through the building and all that, but nonetheless, you're seeing straight over the Fairlawn, straight to down. You'll see the hotels or whatever's going on the boardwalk. You'll see all of that, plus the city, plus the ocean, unobstructed views on the 11th floor. 169K. The furniture package, just so everybody understands, is let's see if we have corporate. What do we have? Living. This is oh, here we go. This is this looks like the $45,000 furniture package. Yeah, I know. That's wild, isn't it? This is all that's going to be in here. Here's the kitchen design. Again, this is a rendering, but this is far different than what they showed on the other page with the wine rack, with the nice little the wall prints, the sofa. I mean, it's just one sofa, barely any room for a dining room table, not even designed for one, and using wicker all over the place. And they want 45.5. That's right, 45,500 for this furniture. Now, there is one little caveat. Because your contract, if you want to do short-term rentals, you do not have to buy the furniture package. So you can buy your own furniture. It priced itself from 24,000 to 45,500 for a 2 bedroom, 800 square foot place. You can't spend 45.5. And I expect things to look way better than this for 45.5 with just this little bit of stuff. Because all you're getting is the table, the coffee table, one sofa, this BS picture, not that one though, and not the plants. This setup here with wicker back chairs and this wicker lamp. You get a 42-inch TV, which is a joke. You get a table, and you get these 2 chairs with these aluminum footings. The kitchen you already have. It's included. So the kitchen is not even a part of the furniture package. You get all the stuff. You get the stove, you get the stove, you get the microwave, you get the refrigerator, you get the cooktop, and they don't even throw in the toaster, the coffee maker, the plates and dishes and all this stuff, I don't think. So anyhow, that's all we're gonna see because they're not gonna show you what they are. Oh, and here's the furniture package companies. Again, this is a travesty. This is not the best quality brands. It says international brands. That's true. But this is not their high end stuff. So again, you're paying high end prices for garbage stuff. No TVs in the bedroom if you get the furniture packages. Um, I don't know what to tell you. Horizon View hasn't even broke ground. So if you're a Horizon View owner, too bad, so sad. All right. Let's see. Okay. Joe Nay, he says, I just smashed that like button. That's right. Thank you so much, man. Greatly appreciated for that. Post-retirement travel, Shredder, 52 per night. Where in Vista Cana is that? Are those villas? No, they're not villas. They're the condos because once again, it's summer and there's abundance of units. You can stay in Los Corrales for 400 a night. I mean, 400 for the week. 450. You can stay in where Joe Nay is at. You can stay there. 450, 500 for the week right now. You can stay even in Cap Cana. There's places 600, 700, 500 for the week that aren't by the water. It's all over the place because there's starting to be deliveries of units and people were waiting for their delivery and then they were going to obviously not be there in the summertime. So what would they do? They'd rent them out. But now they're finding out it's not that easy. So there we are. We talked about this. We talked about this, and oversaturation could occur. And that's why I always talked about the numbers. Remember, I always said, guys, we don't have enough tourists by air coming in just because we have records. Remember, I put the marks that we needed. We needed 10.5 to 11 million at the end of last year. We need 11.5 to 12 million this year. Or sorry, I'm off. 10.5 to 11 million this year. We're going to get 9 point, well, on track for 9.5. So that means we're going to be a million behind schedule. That's a lot. All right, that's a lot. And so then 2027, we're supposed to have 11.5 to 12 million. And it's going to get worse because we're going to have another 10,000 units on the island delivered. That's 10,000 units per week. So if you have two people in a party, in order to fill those 10,000, that means 20,000 per week, which is 80,000 per month, and 80,000 times 12 is 960,000 more people. So therefore, if you can't get 960,000 more people year over year, you cannot increase occupancy rates. You guys get it? I told you it's just nothing but numbers. That's why I told you a long time ago. So here we are, the fallout from it. And the airfare now costs more to get to the island. It costs double what it used to be. On the East Coast, you used to be able to get round trips for sometimes $149, $99, $179, $199. Those days are over. $300 round trip on the East Coast, $350. If you're out in the Midwest, it could be $550. If you're in Cali, it could be $650. Round trip now. That's not conducive for people to actually want to go there any longer. So you're gonna have an increase of 3 to 4 or 500,000 per year, but you need 900,000. And if you don't get 900,000, that means you're falling behind. So the occupancy rate the following year has to drop, and that's why they're making a delay. The tourism analytics. And they're not releasing their numbers like they used to. They haven't even released their June numbers yet. Well, as of 4 days ago. Because I looked, I was like, why haven't you released the June numbers? We know what the June numbers are, but they won't release them officially, which is scary. That's what's scary about this whole program. Post-retirement travel, yeah. Okay, hold on, let me do it this way. I'll just take this to the side because I want to go somewhere else. Just so everybody understands what they're getting into. By the way, if you want to buy the unit, you can get your furniture package from Joel, and the company name is Opine Furniture. I suggest you go down there, pay him 15 to 20 grand, or actually 15. The place isn't that big. It's only 800 square feet, and all you have to do is basically do a living room, because there is no dining room, a living room, and 2 bedrooms. And the good news for you is they have one of the coldest bedroom unit situations ever. You can get your whole bedroom set, floating desk with a desk on it, connected that it runs this way. So the bed is here, and then they have a desk over here, and then they have the floating shelves, and you can measure it to fit your room. Specially ordered. Take 90 days to get it. Your own colors, your own backboards, your own headboards, whatever you want to do, you make it yours. And you can do 2 rooms both your bedrooms, and you do your couch, and there's nowhere to put a love seat, unfortunately, because you're going to have to make a choice what type of uh, table and chairs are you going to put in this small space. But those two things and that you're going to be at a small amount. EV Place, he has a one bedroom. He got a 15K price tag from Opine Furniture. Remind you, it's specially made. Your colors, your stone, your colors of fabric, your fabric. You pick it out. You pick out the colors of your bedroom, how you want to do it. So now you have a custom situation. And it's going to be less than the furniture package and that mediocre furniture package that Larimar is trying to pawn off on people. All right. Post-retirement travel. Yeah, pretty nice places. Airbnb, you can use the map and go over to Vista Cana area. Probably 100 units trying to rent. She's exactly right. This is what you do as an investor. You find out how much things are. This is why she knows exactly what's going to happen. This is not going to change next year. The reason I say this, let's just say River Island gets delivered finally in 2027 or their first phase. Well, River Island, let's just say, which I don't think is going to happen, but let's say it did. That's another few hundred units delivered in Punta Cana. River Island probably won't have all of their little amenities that they were going to have there. They might have downsized and downgraded as well. I don't know. There's nobody talking about them. So, depending on what happens, now it ends up being they've also built X amount of units in Los Corrales over all these last 2 years, 3 years. So Los Corrales has added another 500 to 1,000 units back there that are in the short-term rental program. Remember, they have a condo hotel that's, what was it called? I can't remember the name of it. That's in El Cordacito side. And so it's pretty big, by the way. And they have a second Maple Beach area. And I feel sorry for people because, again, they bought their one bedrooms for $170,000 at Maple Beach. You can walk to the beach in less than 3-4 minutes. That's how close it is. But they're not going to get 0.01%. They're not getting $170 per night. It's not going to happen. They are not, that's not happening. I'm telling you right now, not for a one bedroom. I don't care how close it is to the water. The fact of the matter is, they have so many units over there where people only paid 99 grand. So therefore, they have a huge advantage. They can just charge $99, $100 a night. And they're charging less than that, by the way, right now in Los Corrales or El Cordacito. You can stay a whole week for $450, $500. I mean, this is what we're talking about. So this has nothing to do with Larimar, but it's going to have something to do with Larimar because Larimar is not distinguishing themselves. They might as well just call themselves Vista Cana. I mean, what they're doing. This is the same thing Vista Cana is doing, except Vista Cana actually has real amenities. They're going to have a sports complex, even though Larimar says they're going to have a sports complex. That's fine. They are. They have horseback riding. Larimar does not. They have man-made beach. That's a real man-made beach. Larimar will not. Just those little things. 9-hole golf course is at Vista Cana. Okay, Larimar's going to add a 9-hole golf course, which gives you no real value. But okay. Vista Cana's going to have condo hotels. Okay. That doesn't bring up the value of my properties. Horseback riding. Okay. Maybe that brings up values a little bit. Hotels, they better be 5-star, otherwise don't talk to me. I don't need a 3-star hotel in around the corner. All right? That doesn't do us any good. And by the way, everybody, I suggest you go check out Reserva Real, which is by Cocatel. Okay? They're on the fence of Cocatel. And it's on the way to Jellyfish Beach Club. It's right there on the turn. I don't know the all-inclusive that's across the street. You'll see right now $70 per night that they have there. The 2 bedrooms, I believe, are around $95 to $100. They're Noval. This is why Shredder knows exactly what's going to happen with Atlanta, because that's what they're charging right now at La Reserva. I mean, Reserva Real, and Atlanta is further up the way, not even as close to the beach as Reserva Real is, and they're getting 2 bedroom 100 a night, and they paid, I don't even know, probably 200 and some odd $1,000 for it, because they're all include. I mean, they're all they're furnished, or more, because you know how Noval is aggressive with increasing the prices. So these people are getting screwed royally. They can't sell out of it, because they had to. They're in a condo hotel, so they don't even really own it like that. It's not a residential place. So people have to pay cash in order to buy people out. So that's another thing that you have to worry about. Joe Nay says the only projects all the way out by Larimar going up fast is Alta Vista area with deliveries already started, and Cruise on Land, which is making much progress every time I go out there to look at. Um, yeah, but the thing is, Cruise on Land is delayed. They at least did the right thing, and they announced they're delayed until 2028. Unlike Larimar, who should have done the same thing, and they should have told people, hey, everybody at Paradise, everybody at Breeze, everybody at out at the golf courses, doing the townhomes and all. They should have just said, hey guys, we're gonna just do what Cruise on Land did. It's not going to be delivered till 2028. We'll restructure your payment plan, and or make something so, hey, if you extend something out 2 years, 24 months, that reduces people's payments. Or you can structure it several different ways. You could say, okay, well, instead of reducing it, you can just keep making the payment. And then, of course, any payments that you make past there, maybe we'll give you some other benefit. You got all kind of options being the good Samaritans, instead of sitting there saying, oh no, we're not going to deliver for 2 more years, but give us all your money for delivery like we were going to deliver in September of 2025. Crazy work out here. Nasty work. But Cruise on Land, they haven't shown any of their videos either, by the way. They went silent right after they announced that we're not delivering until 2028. And they messed up their place as well. They changed their program. In case anybody here watching is from Cruise on Land, they've done the same thing. All right, let's go. What's up next? River Island, sorry for not explaining. Yeah. It was River Island. I got you. Thank you. Unless that was for somebody. 1 bedroom, custom furniture package was $5,500 last year. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I thought it was 15,000. 50. It could be. It could be. He's right. This is what we're talking about right now. Remember, the 1 bedroom is nothing more than what you see right now at Larimar. In the 2 bedroom unit, all they have is a living room space that can only hold one sofa. And then they have a 42-inch TV, which is a travesty. And then they have 2 bedrooms. 1 bedroom, he was going to do 5,500. Just add another bedroom. How much can that be? 3,500, $4,000. And actually, like I said, OP actually has a unit that's all one unit. It's sick. I was like, oh my God. And so therefore, you don't even have to pay all these crazy nonsense prices for them. They got a bed that costs you $3,000. I'm like, and then they got some wicker lamps and some wicker tables, MDF. Okay, enough. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be selling something. People are like, oh, Eric, you're not doing a good job of selling. You're damn right I'm not. I'm not doing a good job of selling at all. All I can tell you is you're getting a deal. That's all it could be right now. That's all you're getting. 169 SS and Nation Way. EV Place, welcome. to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. And he's another investor in DR. And he also has that icon next to his name, which I humbly appreciate. And if you want to contact me, go to support@stopstrugglingnow.com. That's right, support@stopstrugglingnow.com. Email me if you're interested, because no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. You're just taking over my payment plan. That's what you're doing. All right. Right now, delivery's not going to be until December of 2020. Hold it. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Let me just do this because we might have people watching right now. And I'm going to go to we're going to go look at the frequently asked questions, because some of you may have it. You should still have it on your email from 100% Organic. I don't know. We will see. Okay, check this out. Let me move myself over a little bit. Okay, here we go. Mic check. There we go. Frequently asked questions. Hello, your man Lewis. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. And do you want to be a neighbor of an SSN Nation member? Then I'm selling a unit in Larimar. Takeover payments is actually what it is. No qualifying, no credit check. Nobody can stop you. Jermaine Lewis, welcome to the house. Once again, greatly appreciated to see you. So here it is. Okay, in case people have basic questions, yes, you can buy if you're a foreigner. It's just like in the United States. Yes. Okay, the answer is yes. All right, unless you're from Haiti. Sorry. Not everybody, they don't let everybody buy in there, okay? Just so you know. All right, they try to block people from certain countries, just saying. They're descendants of the EU still. Don't worry about it. They act like they're not from the island because they're not, just so you understand. All right, what is the tax framework that applies to buying and renting a property? Oh, no. Okay, let's bring up something else that may matter. Comforteur. This right here means they don't have comforteur. The purchase triggers the ITBA of 3% transfer tax over the transfer value. Right now it's 160, 170 grand. The good news for you is you're not going to have to pay any value over the 170, just so you know, because you're actually taking the purchase price under 170. So by default, you're not going to have any other transfer tax other than the 3% when you go and pay it off in full in 2027. But don't worry, they're not delivering in 2027 either. I'm just letting you know. Annually. All right. And the IPI real estate property tax, you're not going to have to worry about that. All right. You're going to have to worry about the 3% though, because they don't have comforteur, which again, these guys are playing around with this comforteur stuff. They don't have comforteur. All right. Whether they get it later, but the problem is once they deliver and they don't have comforteur, that means you don't have comforteur. That means you're going to pay the 3%. Just saying. All right. What is the tip? Forget the payment plan. Doesn't matter. Can I close the purchase without traveling? Yes, you can. Okay, here, I'll just do it. Yes. The answer is yes. You can see yes. All right. There's nothing else to explain. The answer is yes. Typical payment plans. Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 40, 50 upon delivery. All right. It's not relevant in the case that anybody's getting it from me because we already are behind our scheduled payment plan. So it doesn't matter. So you're just putting down some money, you assume the loan, take it over the payment plan. We profitably can expect from vacation rentals, they can't say. They can't say how much they're going to give. That's not appropriate to guess the profits for vacation rentals after you downgrade from what you were supposed to do. All right, here we go. When will the first units of phase one be ready? Here it is. The estimated delivery date for the first units of Prime Towers and Horizon View is late 2027. Works formally began in Q4 2025 and progressing according to Claire HP schedule. See that? Now, again, they hit me up saying they can't do the addendum because there's going to be delivery December 2026. A travesty. Travesty that they would lie. And then they wanted to say, Eric, then we want you to give us half of what you're behind. I was like, why? You're not delivering anytime soon. Then I find this out. I'm like, so I sent them a thing saying it's even on your website that you're not delivering until late 2027. And I said, wake me in 2028 because it ain't gonna be delivered then either. Why do they keep playing these games? Which company supports development at Larimar City? Claire HP. Is there property management service? Okay, notice it says yes. We offer comprehensive property management service that includes marketing on vacation platforms, Airbnb, Booking.com, and all that. Preventive maintenance, hotel cleaning, monthly income reporting to the owner. You know what? It's funny. They didn't actually put in the amount. They never, you know why? Because they never updated this. And they just now told everybody in the last 3 weeks that it's 25%. Straight off the top. That's off your gross. So think about this. In any business, can you afford to take 25% off your gross or 25% off your net? Because those are two different things. So 1/4 of your gross is already gone before they even take out expenses. So if you make an investment and somebody says you earned 10%. So let's just go with numbers. We have $100,000. We earn 10%, which means $10,000. The management company says, hey, man, you know, we did a good job. You made $10,000. So give us our 25%. We taking 25% off the top for our management fee. So that leaves you at $7,500. So now they go, you know, it cost because we were helping corporations, we're traveling around, we're doing something. So we got to charge you 1% off of your net. Then you find out you have some other fees to pay because they did some transactions for you. And then they're going to make you pay the Stripe fee, which is 3%. They're going to make you pay the Airbnb fee, which is 3%. They're going to make you pay the online travel agency fees, which could be 5 to 10 to 15%, depending on what deal they have with the online OTA travel agencies. So your energy bill, your HOA, all that. I use this as an example of just 10% off of an investment. But the point is, next thing you know, you're going to be down to 5,000, 4,500 with the heartbeat, insurance payments. I mean, anything can happen. What if maintenance issue comes up? You're going to be paying for it. They're not. 25%. Really? A travesty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Okay, here we go. Thank you. I just bought a second unit again in the same tower. Then I received a furniture package. Now I am in shock. Wait, where did you buy a furniture package at? You need to explain. Which tower? When you say towers, there's only one place that has towers. Well, two now. But you can't buy the Moon Palace Tower. So let's hear this tower. Which tower are you talking about? You actually paid? Wait, you need to get your money back. They haven't ordered this furniture yet. They don't have it. They're not delivering for 2 years. 2028, if you're talking about Larimar, I don't know what tower you're talking about. They can't even deliver prime towers by 2028, let alone Paradise, Breeze, or anybody else. You need to tell them, apply that furniture package toward that whatever you paid, you need to tell them to apply that towards your principal on delivery. And go on and sit on the sidelines for the next 2 years. And if you got Breeze or you have Paradise, you might as well sit on the line for the next 3 years. 2029, you might as well just forget about it. You just wasted today's money for tomorrow's prices. Okay, so in case you guys don't understand how inflation works, here's how it works. First of all, they are not holding furniture for 3 years. All right, let's just get this straight. So you're using today's money that you could use to even earn 4%, 4.4% if you bought bonds. So you could just leave the money at 4.4% in bonds for the next 3 years. So that'll give you 12%. Just saying. Or actually, it's compounded. So it's going to be more than 12. It's be 13. It'll be 14%. So just think about that. All right. So if you bought the 24, let's say you bought the 24,000 package, it might not seem like a lot, but you could just have 2,700. It's still worth more to you to invest it so you get something back in return because there's no delivery coming. So you should not be paying a furniture package this far in advance. And those furniture packages are garbage if you're talking about Larimar. Oh my God. Let us know what tower you bought in at. Let us know everything. Tell people how much you spent on your units and when you bought them. We can tell by the price when you bought them. Just so you know. I want to hear this. If you're talking about Larimar, that'd be awesome, man. Let me know. All right. I don't have anything else to say, really. Okay, I do have something else to say. Hold on a second. I do. Let me do something real quick. Here's another reason I'm selling. It's going to be my. And first come, first serve on this. Support at stopstrugglingnow.com. I'm open to negotiations. Support at stopstrugglingnow.com. All right, so that's where you hit me up if you're interested and want to get involved. Again, but it won't be 169. It's not 50 grand either, just so you understand. All right, so you're just going to do a normal, maybe 20% down payment or so, 25, and you take over the payments. It's that simple. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not, well, I shouldn't say I'm pretty sure. I am not sure, but I would think they're going to, since they have it on their website, that's deliveries 2027, I would think that they would make the payment plan to 2027. They'll extend it. So just so you have an idea. All right. But we can cross that line when it comes. All right. So I'm going to do something else here because I want to show you guys something that was also one of my last straws. I had several straws. First, it was no amphitheater that they were supposed to have. Second, it was no waters over bungalow they were supposed to have. Third, I'm watching no levels, meaning all the boardwalk stuff is going to be all together. And now I see they're crossing over where everything is just all one thing. The residential neighborhood is not separated from the hotels nor from the boardwalk. It's all going to be able, we can just walk straight through it. And that also means hotel guests, fair, and anybody that's guests can just roam the whole property. It appears right now the way they're setting it up, at least from the renderings. Whether they put some gates or something there, who knows? But as soon as they moved hotels inside the residential side, that means when people, I don't know how you're supposed to restrict them from walking around. So that means it's all one thing, which I do not advise. Just saying, that's not a normal thing. All right, let me do something right here. Let me pull this video up. Another reason why I'm not buying, just so everybody understands. I don't care if they make the most beautiful thing on the planet. It does not matter to me at this point. I am done with all this games that they play. All right. Oh, here we go. Let me do we have this on screen? Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, let's get it. He says, now I own 2 units at Breeze Tower. I received the email with the furniture package. I did not buy anything yet. Thank God. Thank God. Hey, by the way, when are they telling you delivery is? They just now made a hole where Breeze Tower is supposed to go. They just now is starting to make a hole where Horizon View is supposed to go. They still haven't finished Prime Towers nor the Farallon parts. So I'm trying to figure out how are they actually going to have delivery, which, by the way, Breeze Towers was supposed to be delivered for some people right now. For other people, December 2026. Paradise Towers also right now, at least Paradise Tower 1, Paradise Tower 2, and they haven't started neither one of them, obviously. So that's a problem. That's good news. Again, go see Opine Furniture. Tell Joel you're from SSN Nation. You'll be very happy. And just keep in mind, Jermaine Luis, just remember something. The pictures that they show are not, the pictures in the furniture package are not what you're getting. Why? Here's what I mean by that. When they show plants, you're not getting those. When they show that big TV in the living room, you're not getting it. They're giving you a 42-inch TV. All right? That's it. You're not getting you're not getting a TV in the bedrooms. All right? No bedrooms have TVs. If you have a 2-bedroom, you're getting a king bed in the master, you're getting a queen bed in the 2nd bedroom. Also, another faux pas. They are doing white sheets. That's not good. They're doing white sheets, white towels. This is not good, just to say the least. And it's not premium. The end tables, again, they're faux whatever. Again, these are not high end. Just because they're made in Spain or Italy or whoever, it's not high end. It's mid. These things are going to wear out, in my estimation, in 2 years. There's a reason I believe this. It's because of the materials they're using. And it's also because of, I don't expect, even if you had, let's just say things are going great. Let's say you had 60% occupancy, which I don't think is going to happen, but let's say you did. That would still mean that you're going to have days where you aren't going to have your AC on in your unit. And it heats up pretty good. All right? It heats up pretty good. So that actually deteriorates your furniture. Second off, the furniture that they have is not conducive to rentals because they're not using the right materials for rentals. So therefore, you're going to be replacing this furniture, my guess, 2 to 3 years. It's not going to last to 5. It's not going to last to 6. Even with a lower occupancy rate, because again, wicker is not, I hate wicker for that material to be used in a high humidity area. Even though a lot of people will say it's good, but it's still mid. I need special materials for rentals. Water resistance, food resistance, some serious threads, some serious material that when a person bounces their luggage on there, grabs their luggage off of it, things of this nature. Sitting down, getting up, moving around, wet because you got swimsuits, wet towels, sand because somebody might have been at the beach. You got all kind of this abrasive things that can happen. So once again, they don't include a rug in the furniture package or rugs. There should be a rug under in your living room, beds. They're not including those. Just saying. There's so many things wrong with spending 25 grand. I just don't see how you can do it. And when you go see OP and furniture, you'll find out the same thing. You'll be like, what? I can get all this? I'm not even at 20 G's? Not even at 15? Holy smokes. Brian P., welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream, the Real Estate Edition. He brings his tagline, Happy Day, Eric. I hope all is well with you and your family. Happy Day, SSN family. Yes, everything's going great. Smash that like button. That's right. Give it a one piece. Everybody who's watching this, give it a one piece. Tell your friends if they want real estate, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry in the DR. I got something for you. A property that's worth over $200,000. I'm selling for $169,000. You can take over payments. That's right. Just so you know. So that way, it's all good. No credit, no qualifying needed for that. So you just assume the payment plan. They're still owed about 115, I think. Something like that. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully that helps you out there. And since we're here, why not? Why not? I'm going to show you something. Let's go with, I can't show you that. Let's go with this. Why not? Yeah, why not? Here we go. I'm at Larimar City, their Instagram. Okay, this right here, probably better pictures. But this picture, part one, is in, they posted this like at the end of June, first or 2nd of July, even though it says June 2026. This is where they're at. You can see these pictures. The towers in the front, on the right-hand side, on this side, this is Tower 2, this is Tower 1. You're on floor 11 if you buy this unit. Floor 11, Tower 2. Okay? The towers in the back that are higher, those are Towers 3 and 4. All right? They are roughly around floor 14 or 13 as we speak. And Towers 1 and 2 are roughly around 8. So I think it's around 7 or 8. They haven't, it's not enclosed. It's all concrete. Okay? So you tell me if you think they can deliver in the next year and a half. Just let me know, because there's nothing there and they haven't even topped off, which they're getting pretty close to at least graying out the top of Towers 3 and 4. And so therefore they'll bring up Towers 1 and 2, I'm assuming, in the next 4 or 5 months. And at that point, they still have to do all the plumbing, everything. So I'm going to show you something. Here's what it was supposed to look like, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, I can go through this, but I don't want to go too far because I wanted to pull this up right here. This is the main one. Here's the main thing. See, this is why you have to pay attention to see what these people are doing. All right? I'm going to play this video right here. All right? When they poured this, we thought they were doing the true panel building. The true panel building means that you would have formed your walls when you poured the cement. They opted not to do that. So now every unit has to go through this right here. They're going to have to put in these 3 inches, 3.5 inches of metal and do this. Look. So he's going over each room, but look at this. Every unit has to be constructed. That means they're going to have to build the walls. That means they're going to have to do everything hand-to-hand combat. You're going to have to put the studs down. This is not an automated process. Now, again, don't go with what their picture shows. Oh, by the way, this is going to be very interesting here. See this right here that's coming up? This is the washer and dryer section. This is not good. This is not how you put in washer and dryers. In fact, you know we have AI now, right? Look at this. Look at that in the corner that was stacked up. It looks like they're going to put that as what's going to be your insulation. All right? And here's the table, by the way, for your 24,000 package. Crazy. All right, so these are the type of things I look at. I'm going to put this, let's see if we're going to play this again. Can we play this again? Let's go. Let's go see. That's the CEO. Check this out again so you guys can see this. Do you understand? They don't have any plumbing. They don't have nothing done. Electrical is not up in here. There is nothing happening except for them building these little ill-advised scenario. That means, and just keep in mind, these tracks are only 3.5 inches. All right? Best case scenario. 3.5 inches. That's it. Best case scenario. So now what about the insulation? What type of insulation is there going to be in this place? Are they even using the right acoustic studs? I mean, there's got to be you got a lot of stuff to do in order to not hear somebody in the next room. I mean, this is pretty whack, in my opinion. In fact, I challenge anybody: take a picture of this. This is at Larimar City on Instagram. Take a picture of this, put it into AI, and then explain this is going to be in Dominican Republic in a hot and humid environment. Would you recommend using this setup, especially on a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, or a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, or a 3-bedroom penthouse? Because you're concerned about the acoustics, you're concerned about sound coming through when it's on the wall, going to a bedroom who might have their TV on the next wall or not. What's going to happen when the washer and dryer starts kicking off because there's vibrations in the unit? Start putting that stuff in. There is a science to building. And if you're going to build something that's nice, you don't want to see this. I'd have rather seen blocks like you normally should have seen. All right? Just remember this. Now, another reason, this is why I was like, I've had enough. Again, this is one of the reasons I said I had enough. I got to get rid of this thing. I was like, I just had enough. Okay, here we go. Let's go with this. Oh, that's not what I want to show, because that's showing something else. Yeah, that's not helpful. That's not helpful. That's not helpful. The reason I'm not showing you well, wait a minute. Let me see if that's a picture. Oh, this is a picture. All right. So this is Tower 3, 4. That's 1 and 2. Here goes Horizon, which is not built yet. There's no way that can be delivered December 2027. This is more like December 2029. Let's get real. Across the street in this other pit is Jermaine Luis. That's where his Breeze Towers is going. At least the one, Breeze Tower 1. That's where it's going. Obviously, that's not going to be ready for another 2 years or longer. So 2028, 2029. Because how are you going to build the tower? Horizon View Tower. How are you going to build a tower at the Breeze? How are you going to build a tower at Paradise 1 and probably 2? They both are due. Breeze 1 is due. So how are you going to build 4 towers plus finish Prime Towers and still do the Farallon, the boardwalk area? Now, I'm bothered by this building that's going to be in front of Prime Towers. You can see right here, there's going to be something in this little area here. I'm just like, this is wild. Wild work. So, and right, if that's Breeze is going to be here, then there's going to be a man-made lake back here, through here somewhere. And then Aston condo hotels are going to be, let's just say right here for now. It's probably further back, but No, that might not be. Yeah, that might be right. The three prime tower, the three Aston condo hotels are going to be right here. This is not a large. This isn't far away. Just remember, we're going to have a hotel next to Horizon. You're going to have condo hotels here and Paradise Towers 2 across the parking lot or whatever. That is going to be a condo hotel as well. And then you're still going to have your short-term rentals here. So it's like this is going to be inundated with things. All right, enough. I'm done with that. We'll go into something else. Okay, here we go. Um, Breeze Tower 1, delivery date December 2027. Okay, Jermaine, that wasn't the original delivery date. So what did they tell you to pay? Uh-oh, we're off. We're off. Okay, what did they tell you to pay? I mean, not pay. What am I saying? What was your delivery date? Wasn't your delivery date originally December 2027? At least that's what they told me for the Breeze Towers originally. So, and you know your Breeze Towers can't be done by 2027. So let me know what your delivery date was. See, this is another little thing. They could have had the best intentions they could have done. Anyhow, I'm selling my unit, ladies and gentlemen. It's mine. So let me know. Hit me up at support@stopstrugglingnow.com if you're interested. Because once again, I want out. And Breeze Tower, so Breeze Tower, Horizon View, Paradise 1, Paradise 2, that's 4 towers plus Prime. That's 9 towers. Prime, as you can see, is moving along. But how are they going to do 4 towers in 1 year? Is it possible? I guess it could be. But the problem is they're not doing panel building according to panel building. So if they're planning on doing that nonsensical uh, 3-inch metal and building each room separately, that's a slowdown effect. That's a bottleneck. That's going to take some time. And each unit still has to be plumbed. It has to be brought up the plumbing. That I don't even think the Prime Towers is hooked up with anything yet. Anything, I mean water, electricity. I don't even think they brought that out there yet. I don't recall seeing any poles in the ground. I don't recall seeing anything that dictates, unless they're doing, no, they're not doing underground electrical. I know for a fact they're not doing that. There's rocks down there. I mean, they could put the tunnels and cover it, but I doubt if they're going 2 or 4 inches deep, putting in electrical lines underneath. That'd be a little hazardous, too. Um, so I don't even recall seeing any electrical lines out there. So I don't even know if they brought the water and sewer lines down there yet. That's a long way from the road. I'll tell you that right now. A long way. So anyhow, there's no way they can deliver 2027. I want to know, what did they say was the... Oh, there we go. Yep. It was supposed to be June 2026. That is correct. And then they changed it to December without telling anybody of 2026. So at least now you know 2027, which you're one of the few people that know, because they don't send out emails telling people. They don't even have it on their website in this case. So again, another little, yeah, the wake me in 2029 for you guys. Well, let's be over dramatic, I guess. They could build 1 tower out of the Breeze. But if you're talking about building 3 Breeze towers, which actually their 3 Breeze towers would all be due. By the way, just so you know, they're collecting money for other stuff that they know can't be made for another 4 years from the time of their delivery date. So they had them for June 2026, and he'll be lucky to see his delivered in 2028. Especially if they continue this hand-to-hand building each wall of each unit thing. They should have just paid the extra money for the cement to come down through the walls when they did each floor. So then that way it would already be structured, so they don't have to do this. just stupid stuff. But I do know why. That means generally you have a lack of funding. That's all I'm going to say. So that's that. All right. Let's go to one last thing. And then again, I'm almost here for 2 hours, which is remarkable. But everybody who's going to go over there and buy, question, is there an expectation on what you guys pay your furniture package? Example, you have to pay it by December 2026. See, that's exactly what they were trying to see. Again, that is a gray area. I don't know. They just make stuff up the way they go. But I don't think so, because you shouldn't, because they're not going to deliver. But with these guys, they do crazy stuff. I would opt out. So anyhow, since the shredder's still here, check this out. I'm going to bring up the furniture package. How about that? Actually, they have 4 furniture packages, which is crazy. Crazy. Check this out. This is so wild. Let's see here. Let me pull these up earlier in the week. No, let's go last week. Okay, I can never pull up the right one first. I always thought I could, but I never can. Oh, by the way, anybody who has insurance, just keep in mind your insurance might be up. Everybody has an expiration date on their insurance. So then your down payment is not protected by the insurance company. They expire, well, okay, let's just put it this way. They're in default of their delivery date. So since it was under the insurance, then that means it still should be covered. Since the default, they didn't deliver on time, that means, and also material changes of the project. Like I said, no amphitheater, no bungalows over water, no hospital, no college. They changed the hospital to a medical clinic, I believe. They also, I believe, changed the college to a school, if they're even going to do that. Because again, you need certifications, for these people. They also have hotels on the golf course. They were only going to have 6 hotels on the property. Now you don't know how many there's going to be. And they're supposed to be 5-star hotels, which they're not. That's another problem. All kind of problems. That's all I can say. That's crazy. Here we go. Check this out. Here's the $26,000 package, just so everybody understands. This is called the Terra 2. This is $26,900. Look at this. Okay? Look at this. This is 33 pieces of furniture. This is such a travesty. Another travesty. Again, enough of the foolishness. Okay, here you go. This is your sofa. Hold on, let me do something real quick. Since you guys can see the whole screen, why don't we just get it up? Can I get where's the, oh man, I shouldn't have used this. I don't like this at all. Oh, here we go. All right. This is a little bigger for you, hopefully. Yeah, this is a little bigger, but again, $26,900. This is the sofa, not a sofa sleeper. Here goes a coffee table, nothing but a wooden coffee table. Here goes an end table of some whatever. Okay? So, you see you get the sofa, you get the TV table, all wood, or it's MDF, whatever. Then you have a coffee table. Then you have this. This is it. Congratulations. These are the pieces you get. The TV is not this size TV. It's a 42-inch TV. I don't know about this light. I guess this is the wicker light above this table. Bizarre. Okay, again, notice what's included. This is it. Just these 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. The TV's included from your purchase price. A 42-inch TV. Travesty. All right, let's go. We got some more stuff. Here we go. Here goes the table. This is the table. You can go to Wabi's website, Wabi Home Goods or whatever it's called. You can see how much this stuff costs. It's a travesty. All right. Here's the wicker back chairs. Again, none of this wood and wicker back thing is I'm a fan of. Here goes the light above a table. Here goes a picture, which is weak. You need DR. You need ocean. You need ocean views. You need a beach scene. You need something that dictates you're on an island. That this thing over here, this plant, and don't that's no dust collector. All right. It looks like they give you a second picture, and you know the second picture on the Wabi Homa site is includes the pictures. So they're actually, when they buy something, it includes the picture, and they're throwing them in the living room, and those are weak pictures. Don't change those. Here we go, 26,900. Even though you see the kitchen, just remember, you have all the appliances in the kitchen already. So what you're really getting is 2 chairs. Once again, another rattan type chair. Again, I'm not a fan. And the lights, the light bulbs that goes in the lights. Ta-da, nothing. Spells $26,900. Does it? Here's the sad bedroom, in my opinion, for the furniture package. Look at this. This looks so good, like a 3-star hotel less type place. These are supposedly lights here on the wall. No picture. So what do we get? No TV, even though they have a TV up here in this corner. You don't get a TV, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I just did something. Okay, you do get this. Your bed is by Comodon, Comodon. You can go see it. These are mid beds, not built for short-term rentals. I don't know what this spread is. I don't know. These end tables are MDFs. The base is wood that's underneath your bed. The backboard, okay, headboard, I can deal with the headboard. Blackouts, I'm assuming, but they don't show that here. So that's bothersome. The rug, you don't get that rug. They don't show it here. So all you get is the bed. Well, the mattress, the base for the mattress, your frame, your headboard, your 2 end tables, your lights, and your pillows. Congratulations. All right. No TV, by the way, is included in your purchase or in a furniture package. There's a reason. Those flimsy walls, some of you would be like me. I'd be putting 65 or 55-inch TVs on these walls. But as you can see, they have to figure out where you can brace a TV after they fill that little 3-inch, 3.5-inch track of whatever they can put in there, which will probably not be soundproof. Just so you know. Yes, I am selling my unit because of this too. It's a combination of everything. When I found out about the furniture package 10 days ago, almost 2 weeks ago, I was like, this can't be happening right now. Okay, so here is the next room. This room, they give you a queen size bed, not a king. They give you these end tables. They look like stone. They're just faux. The other end table is different. It's an open end. It's this one down here, the Mesa Boyd. It's that right there. That's what's on the other side. So at least they have a drawer. I don't know if this one does. Okay, but again, we got rattan headboard. Jesus. The rug is not included. The TV's not included. They got the lamps, the lights. So these, I guess, are the wickers. These look so much different than the renderings. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is totally crazy. So my point is this exactly. If they make the room like this, which is what it exactly is, Your TV is going to be on this wall. The other TV is going to be on the other wall. But you're going to be leaning against this wall when you're watching the TV. So where's the sound going to go? It's going to go through that wall for sure. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I don't think so. I'm not going to be wrong. Standard bathroom. They give you 2 lights. So they're giving you these fixtures for lighting, which is weird. And this simple bathroom that you can get in any place on the island. And they're telling me that this is chrome. Chrome does not last long. You'll be changing this in 2 years. Due to humidity, it'll blister. The least they could do is have nickel or something. But okay, they're going to have chrome or steel, whatever, but that's not the best material for this type of weather. Just so you understand. All right, enough. The bathroom, again, no matter which package you get, is this pretty much the same thing. This is the second bathroom. And the 26,000 packages and up give you this 6-person table. And no, you do not get this dust collector sitting out on the patio. But you also don't get any loungers. No loungers. I still want an umbrella. Even though post-retirement travel feels that it's going to have the overhang from the other one. I'm not that easy. I need an umbrella. And anyhow, it's still the cool factor. Come on now. An umbrella that has lights on it that lights up. Come on now. Let's go. We got to have some ambiance while we're out here in this location. All right. And then, of course, here we go. They say they're giving us 3 blackouts. So I don't even know where these go. I guess 3 blackouts, that'll hardly cover your sliding door. All right. So anyhow, that's the $26,900 package. All right. This is crazy. The original date was June 2026, but then was changed to December 2027. Hey, Jermaine Lewis, I still want to know. Since your delivery date was June 2026, that means your last payment was May 2025, right? Right? I mean, 2026, sorry. May 2026, right? Just a couple months ago. So all your money had to be put in by then. That's what they made most people do for your down payment. I'm hoping you didn't pay the full thing. That would have been a huge mistake. Yes. Yeah. So see, this is the whole thing right here. All these people paid their 30 or 40%, or sorry, your 10 or 20, some people paid more, 30% down. Then they have nerve to tell you later, which we already knew in 2024, because they couldn't deliver prime towers on time. That means they can't deliver any of the units on time. So back then, they should have been telling people in Breeze, hey man, we're not going to be able to deliver your thing. So therefore, we're going to extend your payment plan. That's what they should have done. The least they could have done. And to this day, they still won't do it. So like you, and there are other people in Breeze and Paradise 2, I think, that have delivery dates December 2026. Or had delivery dates 2026, December. And all these people, they're telling them to make their 20 or 30% or 40 or whatever it is down payment. And they know they can't deliver until 2029 probably. I mean, seriously. They won't even start well, again, depends on how many towers. If it's only one tower, then they can finish one tower in a year. That's true. Well, maybe not, but we'll see. Because I've never seen anybody build this 3 tracks. For everybody's used blocks. Blocks are better for insulation. Blocks are better for sound. So this is a whole nother mid-level situation. So it's crazy that they're doing that. All right. That's not the only one, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. We'll go one more. We'll make this a long night. It's Friday night. If you got something else to do, let me know. Want to talk about something else? Let me know. Right now, we're going to talk about, was that the one I used? Maybe, maybe not. Is this the 24K pack? Let's go see. Let's see which package. Here we go. Here's the 24,000 pack. So this is going to be very, very interesting. You guys are going to find this interesting because after I showed you the 26.9 package, check this out. Check this out. Remember, it only included 33 pieces before, right? For every other package after the 24,000 package, it includes 33 pieces, not 40. How about that? How about that? Does this look familiar? Hold on. Let me, hold on. You guys haven't seen this yet. Just a second. I got to add this. I got to add it. Just a minute. Okay, here we go. Check this out. Here we go. Does this look familiar? Does this look like the same lamp? The same tables and chairs? The same coffee table? The same end table? The same. Again, 42-inch TV, not 55 or 60. Same sofa, same. Well, no, you don't get a dust collector, so you can leave that out. The same pictures. This is the lower price. For $2,900 more, it's funny. The same stuff. Same stuff. No difference. Same stuff. All right? Look. Wicker backs. Rattan. Okay, rattan, whatever. Look at this. Same bed. Except this bed is a Costa bed. Costa bed. King mattress. Commodon. Same company except it's a lower tier mattress. That's all it is. Same lights. Same headboard. Same nightstands. Just the bed. It's a lower king size bed quality. Same thing. Weird. Look at this. Same tables, nightstands, same bedding. Again, no TVs included. Same everything. So what are you paying $2,900 for more? I don't know. Same bathrooms. Yep. Same lights and bathroom. The only difference, instead of 6-person table, a 4-person table for the 24,000 package. That's interesting. I have to admit. No loungers, no nothing. That's hilarious. All right. That was easy. You saw the 26.9 package. This looks awfully familiar. So pay $3,000 more for no reason. You know why they're doing this? Does anybody know? I want to know if you guys are pretty smart yet. I know we have a lot of smart people here. Why would you think that they're charging you this crazy price for mid materials? I want to know what you think. Please tell me what you think. I know what it is, but I want to hear it from you guys. I want to hear it from you guys. What do you think? Was this it? Let's see if this is it. $30,000 package, ladies and gentlemen. That's coming up next. 30 grand. Can you believe this? 30 grand. This is not, they're not giving you this 30 grand package. This is an addition. If you bought this unit for 169,000, we can negotiate. Just remember, you pay the furniture package is going to cost you 30 grand for this particular one. Notice they're down to 33. Oh, by the way, the reason why there's 40 in the 24,000 package, I didn't go deep enough. There's actually a coffee maker, a toaster, plates, dinnerware plates. Then you have silverware. You have wooden uh, wooden spoon, wooden spatula, 4 or 5 items of wooden things. So that's 5. So I left something out. The coffee make, oh, the air fryer, and I'm missing one more thing. Glasses. That's your 7 pieces. That's why all the rest does not include that. Just so you know, that's why all the rest of them 26.9, 30 grand. And wait till you see the next price. I'm just going to leave you guys in suspense. But check this out. So here's what we got. We got some changes for another 2 grand. What is that? 26.9 was the last one. So basically we got some changes. We still have everything the same except for a new coffee table. And the Pebbles and Bam Bam kitchen table is what I call it, that holds 6 people. And it looks like the same chairs, but I think they're slightly different. So for the upgrade to 30 grand, you get a new coffee table. Yes, coffee table. You have this end table, which I guess you're supposed to fit it in here somewhere, right? That's it. So you got a new, instead of a 4-person table, you got a 6. And a different coffee table. Okay, great. For 6 grand more. Jeez. The lamp may be different. It looks different anyhow. It is definitely different. So you get a new lamp above. You still have the same old weak picture. And I don't know what this is. Quadro something. It's a 100 by 150 centimeters. What is that? Whatever. Oh, it looks like this right here. The carrier on top of the table. That's what this looks like. That could be it. All right, here we go. They gave us some updated chairs. They're just medium in color instead of gold. They are black aluminum. Jesus Christ. Once again, the bedroom set. It looks like they changed the headboard. What the heck's going on here? Okay, well, at least it's not that rattan or anything. But this looks like they finally changed the comforter. Finally. We got another better comforter. Yeah, that's worth another 6 grand. Jesus. Because there's nothing else that's changed in here. And you still get no TV. So you got to buy your TVs. The second room, we still have a queen. And we still have this wicker rattan stuff. Headboard. And no TV. Even though they show pictures of it. This looks like the same furniture. For 6 grand more than the 24. For 4 grand, 3 grand more than the 26.9. Yes, the bathroom's the same. Nothing's changed. Yes, the bathroom's the same. Nothing's changed. Yes, the patio's the same. 6-person. Nothing changed from the $26,900 package. Yes, the blackouts are still 3 of them, and I know 2 of them have to go in the living room. So where does the other one go? I know it has to go in one of the bedrooms, so I guess that's the 3. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. So you want to see the other one? You want to see the other one? Oh, man. Oh, my God. Wait till you see. Okay, you ready for the next price? This will be the last one. Here it is. It's coming. How about $45,500? Yes, you heard me. $45,500. Let me know what you're thinking right now when you hear this number. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. I get a kick out of this one. I even got to put myself up here. I get a kick when I saw this. When I saw 45.5, I was like, oh, this is going to be an awesome revamp. This got to be it's got to be the one. Gee, yeah, okay. Not even. I was thinking this is the one. Wrong. Not even the one. 45.5. So I'm thinking, look, 33 pieces. So that means still the same amount of pieces, but they want to charge 15.5 higher than the other one? Look at this. Look at this. So we have the same couch. We got a new picture. Still not a beach environment. Still doesn't say Dominican Republic. I mean, come on now. We got a new table? Is that what's happening here? New table? No, same table as the last package. But a new dining table. It's round with some new chairs. And they have a light that hangs down. Sheesh. Really? Are we really doing this? Yes, we have tables and chairs and new lighting. Wow. 45.5. That's the best we can do thus far. Let's see what happens in the kitchen. Oh my. You remember, you already get the you already get the fixtures, you already get the white line for the appliances, you get the fridge, you get the stove, you get the sink, you get the microwave, you get the exhaust fan. Now they've gotten me chairs and they have gold on the aluminum chairs. That's it. You get 2 chairs in here, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. And oh, by the way, the lights. You get the lamps to put in your lights. Jesus Christ. 45.5. Okay, the bedroom, they got a real bed in here now. An update, a quality mattress. This is interesting. And look at the headboard. I kind of like the other headboard. I like this one too. It's fine. And they upgraded the nightstands. The 2 nightstands. They put on some faux, how nice, faux wood. And then of course that, and remember, no TVs. You got to buy those. Still at 45.5. And they bring the headboard, similar headboard that used to be in the master. They brought it into the second bedroom. They've given you a better quality looking headboard. And hey, the base is even better. Sheesh, thanks. For an extra 15.5 from the $30,000 package, I think I can go down and buy my own bedroom units. Jesus Christ. All right, enough. Enough. Oh, yeah, look, the bathroom still looks the same. No difference. That's the master. This is the secondary. Look, the same. And look, the same. 6-person table and 3, yes, blackouts. The same. Again, what do you guys think of this? Please tell me. I want to hear, because an investor, I want to be a little bit more worried, right? As an investor who wants to do short-term rentals, you definitely don't want that garbage furniture for 45 grand. I don't even know how you spend 45 grand to furnish an 800 square foot apartment. I seriously don't know how you can do this. I mean, the TVs are what, $300 each? The sofa, even if you spent even if you bought a sofa for $3,500. I mean, okay, coffee table, $500. One of the drink tables on the end, and the sofa table. This is crazy. Let's just say I overspent $500. My whole bedroom set, there's no way. Even if I tried to spend 5 G's, I don't know how. That would be 2 nightstands and a bed and a wooden table underneath the TV. I can't spend 5 grand. But let's just say I did. 5 grand in each bedroom, that's 10 G's. You can't get to 45. A dining room table, let's say I did something stupid and got that wooden stuff they have, and let's say I spent 5 grand. I can't get anywhere near 45. I can't even get to 30, quite frankly. I can't even get to 25. This is crazy right now. That table outside, 6-person table, I just add the loungers and the Umbrella. So once again, I I can't even spend 3 Gs. You just can't get there. The two chairs in the kitchen area. I mean, what do we a few $100? I mean, I can't get there. Pots. You know what's not included? Pots and pans. I mean, think about this. They don't even include pots and pans for 45.5 or 30 grand. So you know where they're trying to make up some of their lost revenue, lost money. It's based on these overpriced garbage furniture packages that people are blindly going to get. Meanwhile, that also is going to show all units having that, not all. A lot of units will have that same package, and unfortunately, people who are not part of the SSN Nation will be buying these packages. You will be going down to see Joel at Opine Furniture and tell him you're part of the SSN Nation, and you special order yours in your colors, meaning your TV and everything can be made to any color you want, any material you want. Your sofa can be into any color you want, any material and fabric you want, and colors. And therefore, you can have your wet package, food package for your fabric, scotch guarded, your own colors, your own design. Then your dining room table. You can have your own stone if you want. People love stone. So you pick out the color you want. Bright, airy, cool is what you want. When somebody comes in, you want to set up a Zen type atmosphere. They know they're on vacation. That's what you want. All right? You don't want reds. All right? You don't even really want blues. You want soft colors. So people, when they come in, it's cool and it's upscale-ish and calming. That's what you want, okay? That's how you do it. So, you see Joel at Opine, Oppein Furniture in Punta Cana. He'll order everything for you, and then it will come in 90 days. Then it starts. All right, just keep that in mind. And everything is measured. So you don't have, like, if you want things to be a floating end table list type of thing with a drawer, you should have that. You should get that, okay? Because that looks cool, especially when it fits. You get to measure your wall. You get exactly measured out to your wall, so the whole unit comes across your wall. So that looks cool. You get yourself a cool ass picture. Again, you get something that shows a beach in DR. You get something that shows statues. You show some materials. The picture has images of DR. One picture above your bed, not enough. Okay, just letting you know. If you have a long wall, you need more than one picture. Just saying. All right? Helps if you have maybe 2 or 3. You need something, just so you know. But it has to deal with beach, vibrancy, stuff like that, okay? Do not put things on counters, all right? I'm not in a hotel room. You can put stuff on counters in your house. But when it's a hotel room type atmosphere, you should only, in a bedroom, you can put one thing up there. It should be a lamp or something, maybe. Other than that, people's wallets, purses, snacks, drinks, whatever. That's why you leave things open for them. All right? Little purses, little carry-ons, you just never know. Backpacks, whatever. Just saying, all right? Larimar needs furniture package money to finish the project. The shredder hit it right on the head. That's what it sounds like. That's what it is. That location is not ideal. Have to offer a premium product to get people to stay there versus beach properties. The shredder is an investor. That's exactly what the situation is. That's exactly what it is. She's got it. She hit it right on the head. When Larimar first came out, and they were talking 5-star hotels. That by itself mattered, but it has to be more than that. So they're having the Farallon, the boardwalk, with all this beach and water and lagoons looking like things, right? So now they've combated number two because people are going to be like she says, it's way out there, and so therefore they're far away from the beach. So if you make a beach type atmosphere, at least you can fake it. It still works for people because then they're like, some people don't like the beach. They don't like the salt water. They that's just the way it is. They would rather they have something that looks like a beach and it's regular pool water. They'll go with that all day long. So long as you had it looking like it. So you get the 5-star places, upscale. People are spending $300, $400, $500 per night. That's a win. Then you have the over the water bungalows, which people are going to spend $500 to $1,000 per night. And you're going to have these cool hotels, right? 5-star to back it. You're like, oh, now we got the beach stuff because we can't go to the beach. Now you say you're going to have downtown where there's going to be restaurant, bars, nightclubs, mall. You're like, oh, so now there's a reason for people to come out here. Not only are you going to have beach clubs, now you're going to have a shopping center. And not only that, you're going to have a full-blown hospital. You're going to have a full-blown college. Oh, my goodness. That means we have professors, we have teachers, we have people out here who's going to live in Larimar. This is going to be a beautiful thing. We're going to have an 18-hole championship-style golf course with a clubhouse. Oh, my goodness. And people are going to pay $1,500 to start for annual dues and only people with villas on the golf course? Villas on a golf course, great. So now you're setting up this premium, positioning yourself as a premium product. And therefore, it's easy to see that when you land at the airport and they have the big Larimar sign with the beaches and the towers and all this stuff, you're thinking this is the destination. I can hang out up here. I don't have to leave. And it's not all inclusive where I got to spend $600 or $500 per night for all inclusive. I might spend for a 2-bedroom. It might be $250 a night, but you're up here in this place that has everything. So that's how it all started. Then it started with not only that, there's going to be guest only beach clubs on one level, and owners and hotels are going to be on a second level, and we're going to have a boardwalk with shops, and nobody can actually own the shops. We're going to rent out the shops. This is Larimar, Claire HP. We're going to rent out the shops, and we're going to make sure the shops are equivalent to our 5-star standing for the hotels. And so that meant maybe a little upper scale type of shopping environment, which is fine. That also meant that there could be other things along the boardwalk that could be things like, well, maybe there's a pool hall up in here. Who knows? But there's going to be some places to eat, obviously. There's going to be some bars and places to drink, probably, obviously. So that was a win, win, win. All right. So that's exactly how it was in 2022, 2023, and then around the beginning of 2024 as well. And that's when things started going, well, we're not going to have the bungalows over water. Okay, that's fine, but you're still going to have the 6 5-star hotels, and you already have the agreements for these 5-star hotels, right? Yes, we do. Okay, well, who? No name. So there we go with the downsizing, devaluing what we were purchasing, because the shredder hit it right on the head with her third sentence. That location is not ideal, but they were making it to believe that the location was going to be one of those destinations people will come. But when you make it just like you're in downtown, just like you're in Los Corrales, just like now Vista Cana, well, actually, it's not even Vista Cana now that I'm thinking about it. because, like I said, Vista Cana at least has the extra horseback riding, 2 man-made beaches, a sports complex. So, and that's another thing. The sports complex that was supposed to have baseball, soccer, basketball, pickleball. Now we don't know because they don't even talk about the sports complex. So we don't know. So that's a big problem. Have to offer a premium product to get people to stay there versus beach properties. Here's the thing. The real deal with Punta Cana area, not over the whole island, but in my view, was most of the beaches are basically blocked. They're not blocked where you can't go. But because of all this building they've been doing, they've been putting properties, hotels on the water. So that means people have to walk through a zone, through the hotel area, or figure through a tiny walkway. So that type of thing starts happening at the beach. So the beach to me is not really a thing, although some people it is a thing. But what I'm trying to get at is if more tourists would have came, if they would stop building, then they would get the occupancy rates higher. It does nobody any good, especially the further you are away, when occupancy rates on average is 30 some percent in Dominican Republic. All right, that's a problem. And we have more deliveries that's coming in the next 3 years because projects that were started in 2022, 2021, 2020 are going to be delivered in the next 2 years. So you're adding at least 10 to 15,000 more units in the next 3 years just on condo units. Out of that, how many are going to be short-term rentals? Who knows? But I'd be willing to bet you about 9,000, 8,000 of them will be. So that also means by default, I need 16,000 more people per week. I need another 64,000 people per month. Guys getting the picture. That means I need 800,000 more people coming. And I'm using the 2-person rule. I don't really know what the average or the average amount of people that land at the airport who's all together. I don't know if it's 2 people. I know it's not 1. So if it's 2 people, is it 2.5? Is it 3 people or 3.3? What if the average is 3 people? That makes things even worse. Because if it's 3 people and you have another 10,000 rooms, that means you need enough units to make sure that you're going to have enough people there. Actually, 3 isn't worse. 1 is worse, actually, if everybody counts as a single person. 3, which if it is, that would help out greatly, but that still doesn't save you. If it was 4, that would save you. Then you can have 400,000 more rooms, the average of 800,000 more rooms a year. That wouldn't be a problem. Or 400,000 more rooms. That wouldn't be a problem. But I use the value of 2 because I think it is closer to 2 than it is to 3. It could be 2.2, 2.3, but there's where the problem comes in. So she hits it right on the head. EV Place, another investor's in the house. Condo hotel BS is another step for more income for them. Exactly. Exactly. And see, that's why in their original, I don't know what other people's contracts are now, but that's why the original contract did not have where you had to buy the furniture package because it wasn't, they weren't going to really manage it. They were going to give you choices. Like I said, in 2022, it was we can do Airbnb. This talk of all of a sudden that they're going to be managing it and now we got to give you approval, that showed up in 2023. Later on in 2023, they started talking that garbage. And then it turns into now my contract does say, because the way they explained it was one thing, the contract says it the same kind of way, but it's different. And the contract says, well, it didn't say the percentage, but now they tell us it's 25% off the gross for their management fee. And that does not include online travel agencies, does not include Stripe processing or any other type of processing. It doesn't include anything where they're going to have to pay extra expenses, the 3% to Airbnb, whatever percentage to booking.com, whatever percentage to VRBO, whatever percentage to the the Sonesta, if they're in the Sonesta system, how much that percentage is going to be. Your HOAs, we don't know what that's going to be now, because there's going to be all kind of water over there. There's going to be 2 golf courses. Who's going to be paying for these golf courses and maintenance and upkeep and watering? The water bill is going to be off the chart. The filtration for the water throughout this complex and pools is going to be off the charts. Who's going to be paying that? HOAs. So you thought it was going to be $2 per square meter. Something tells me it's going to be more than that. All right. So you're going to have that taken off. If you're going to have insurance, if you're going to have renters, you should. So that means you got an insurance monthly payment for insurance. You're going to pretty much, in my opinion, going to be paying people to stay there. I don't know what they're going to do to magically get people to come there with this setup using Sonesta and James without having a Hyatt, without having Marriott on board, I just don't see this. And no mall, they don't have a mall right now. They're not even building a mall right now. So again, if there's no attraction, which they can get a mall, but if they do that, we're looking at 3 years from now, 4 years from now. I don't know where they're going to get the crew to add on to make all this stuff. They're making villas now. They're making Breeze. They're making Horizon. They're making Paradise. When are they? And they got to build the Farallon. When are they going to get to the mall section? Restaurant, bars, nightclubs, whatever. The mall was supposed to be with shops. When are they going to build that building? That's a commercial property. You're not building that in 6 months either. And you're not building any of these water, the lagoon. You're not building a boardwalk full of water anytime soon either. Especially what they showed in the pictures. So again, I don't see it. If you're interested in the $169,000 condo, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry, I'm selling my unit. I already made a little payment. So you're basically taking over the payments. The delivery date is now late 2027. They won't tell anybody. But let's just call it whatever. Is that October, November, December is late, I would assume. That's when they think they're going to be able to deliver the towers. They will not. I'm just telling you right now. That's another one of my pet peeves. They're trying to tell me right now they're going to deliver 2026 December. Their own website says late 2027 for Prime, and they're not delivering Horizon View late 2027. Not going to happen. They can't do it. Okay? And if the guys are watching from Larimar, I told you so. It's a good thing you didn't bet the $5,000. I told you guys were going to be paying for my unit. If you did, you would have lost. And no, I still don't believe you on anything because you've changed a whole bunch of stuff. It's a travesty out here. So that's why I want to exit. I want a refund. That's why I want out. So again, anybody that wants the unit, we can make a deal. The 169 is not a hard number, even though the other units that they're selling now are over that price. It's 200. The tower in back that doesn't even have the same view, because you got unobstructed views all the way to the coast, all the way to the water. All the Farallon. Come out on your balcony, you can see the whole, whatever you can see on 180 degrees on the Farallon, you can see it. There's no buildings in front of you. You're on the 11th floor. There's only, well, I don't know how many floors there are. There's either 16 floors, and then if you have to put a roof, that makes 17 in my book. But either way. So you're on the 11th. 11 stories up means you're about another 110, 120 feet up. I don't think they're making the ceilings like 9 or 10 feet. I think they're probably going to be 8-foot ceilings. I don't see any signs of high ceilings, although I've never been in the building. But somebody that's been there could tell us, and I don't know who that would be. But once again, maybe we'll have Joe Nay go over. Or somebody else, if you guys go over there and you can go through a building, one of the tower buildings, and let us know if it's an 8-foot. It's probably like a 9-foot, I would guess, because they're going to have to put in cabinets and things like that. So 9 foot would at least give you some volume, but something tells me they probably may or may not have done that. They never have said the ceiling height. So we don't know. All right. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being here on this Friday night. I will be dropping another video tomorrow offering the same one, except it won't be on the live stream, everybody on the podcast pages and everything, but it will be on the regular video stream, and I'll make it a little bit more direct. Instead of being on here for 2 hours talking about furniture packages and everything else, it'll just be a short synopsis of, and I'll actually show some actual pictures that I'll gather together so people will see what they plan on doing. Mind you, this could all be changed, because this is what happened from 2022 to 2023 and now to 2026. Things have changed. The only thing that's the same is nothing. I mean, there's nothing. That's all I can say. The golf course has 2 hotels on it now. I'm like, that wasn't a thing. So that's crazy to me. In the middle of the golf course, 2 hotels. So that means they're inside our residential neighborhood, which are going to be tourists, guests. So it's not separated. So that means whatever we're doing, I'm assuming they get to have a bracelet on and walk around. I'm assuming. I don't know for a fact, but who would stay at a place where they can't leave? That's not cool. So obviously they're probably going to be able to leave as long as they have a bracelet. So that means they can go, the sports court is out back, so they can go to the sports court. Or golf course, because that's where the 18-hole golf course is, so they can go golfing back there. So that also means they can come up and walk through go to the lake that they're going to make behind Breeze. That means they can go to whatever that's going to be behind Prime Towers and in between Prime Towers and Paradise Towers, which is supposed to be a sports court. So you can play soccer, hook it up, put the goals at the end. You can play basketball. And there's going to be pickleball or tennis ball courts there. Allegedly, there's going to be a pool there also. More water, more filtration, more water, more electrical for filtration. Who's going to pay all this when you start thinking about this? So let me know what you guys think. Make comments down below. Hit me up, support@stopstrugglingnow.com if you're interested. We can make a deal. I'm just giving you a number to start off with, and I'm open to any deals. You're just going to be taking over the payment plan. All right? You're going to have to put money down, and then you're just going to take over the remaining payment plan. And that's a deal in itself, because, again, they're selling, well, all I know is the broker, Imo Caribe, is selling the 2-bedroom on the 11th floor in the back. Let me show you right now, because I put it up today in our SSN Lifestyle. Yeah, my phone's not doing what it should do, but it's all right. Here you go. Look. This is what Imo Caribe's doing. See? This is Tower 4, behind Tower 2, I believe. But even if it's not, you can see on the 11th floor, all of them. It don't matter whether you're on the 14th floor, the 11th floor, the 10th floor, $235. So, let me see. Does that even say 4th? Let's see. Does it even say 4? Where is it? Where does it say Tower 4 at? Well, either way, if this is Tower 1, I thought it was Tower 4. But if it's Tower 1, 235K is what it says, ladies and gentlemen. 1107 is on the side. Or is it? Because, let me see, that's 10. Right there, 10. 9, 8, 7. No, 7 overlooks the pool, I think. Because they show a picture where I can't tell what they're looking. Oh no, no, it's not showing. But it doesn't matter. Again, let's point it out. See, that's old. I know what the problem is. These are back. Okay, that's tower 4. That's tower 3 right there. So this is reverse. That's why it didn't make sense to me. Okay. Those are towers 3 and 4 in the back, and tower 1 and tower 2 is up front on the Farallon. So again, the tower on the left hand side is tower 2 up front. Or is that the right hand side? Left hand side. Anyhow, this side. I can't see this side. This side over there. Up front. This is in the back. That's what was throwing me off. This is what's supposed to be in the back behind Prime Tower 3 and 4. You can see that. At least these are renderings. They haven't broken ground. Doesn't exist. All right? Just doesn't exist. Breeze Towers is where Luis is at. He's over here. Across the street is Prime Towers. I mean, sorry. Breeze Towers is across the parking lot. All right? The buildings look a little different. That's where he's at. He bought 2 units there. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. We have some investors in the house, very astute investors. Shredder, it was a pleasure to see you because you understand exactly. You're making notes as an investor and you recognize the situation. And so you have to think if the economy goes bad, which it will. That's why we had a deadline here originally from 2 years. Can you believe this? 2 years. 7 months ago, I made a declaration. 3 years, make sure you get a bank account outside the United States. You get property or real estate outside the United States, and you get a 775 credit score. The deadline is up December 31st, 2026. How apropos. How could a person be on target? Because listen, just like everybody who bought in 2018 up until 2023, you should still be winning. Even in a bad downward type of thing because you didn't spend that much for these properties. The people that started buying stuff at the end of 2023 into 2024, prices started to escalate, such as when I'm staying in 2024 in Los Corrales, that's where I normally stay, and I go down to Maple Beach. I go to some of the other Noval properties, which the Maple Beach is not Noval, but I go to what was it called? Gardenia. Okay, I can't remember all the places, but anyhow, 1-bedroom unit started costing $170,000 in Los Corrales. Do you understand? 170 a night. We have a rule here. 0.01% of your purchase price is what you should charge nightly. And you better hope you get 50%. Even with 50% occupancy, you will have a 10% or better return. The problem is, if you fall below 50% to, let's say, 40, you still might be able to make it. But if you go against the rules and your property can't hold those rules where you can't charge 170 per night, therefore you have a problem. And before I go, I'm going to show something because the shredder is still here and she mentioned something and people don't believe what we're talking about. I'm going to show you what we're talking about. And by the way, you can go to Air ROI. That's right, airroi.com. You can go look up what the Airbnb occupancy rates really are for people. That's right. They keep track. They have the information. It's free. You don't even need to have Air DNA. Just go to Air ROI. In fact, you know what? Why don't I just do it right now? I'm going to go do it myself. Let's go look at Air ROI. Okay? Hold on a second. We got some extra work to do. We got time, don't we? We're investors out here. I'll give you a little, here's some stuff you guys need to throw in your repertoire. Because a lot of people being ignorant could cost you a lot of money. You have to know what you're buying and reasons for buying it. Just remember that. So we're going to go to Punta Cana. All right. Let's go here. Punta Cana. Oh, I keep forgetting. Hold up. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What are you doing? That's funny. Oh, wait. What's happening? It's not letting me search. Punta Cana. Come on now. Oops. Yeah, my keyboard's not working. All right. Punta Cana. Where's it at? Dominican Republic? Wait, what's happening? There we go. Punta Cana, La Altagracia, Higuey. It doesn't matter. We have a map. All right. We're going to have a map. Check this out. Check. Good way for you to go. Hey, are we all right? What's happening? Oh, I see what's happening. Okay. All right. Punta Cana. I need occupancy, gentlemen. What's happening? What's happening? Why do I have a we're having a problem. Why do I have a screen here? Not cooperating. Let's go. All right. So, and you can also go to Airbnb.com and do a search yourself. So you can see exactly what's happening. Remember when the 5 stars are hanging in Cap Cana? Here's when things start getting crazy. When I can go to Cap Cana and I can go right now and go look in the next, let's say, 4 weeks. We'll go August, whatever, 3 weeks from now, right? Or August 15th. It doesn't really matter. Okay, market score. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Look over here on the left-hand side. They're already talking about it. Annual revenue, negative 25%. Wow. Total active listings, plus 1322%. Actually, I don't know why they say 2,500 active listings, because there's actually way more than that. Average daily rate down 1%, and this is true right here. Occupancy rate is 36%, down 23% from past year. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen, just like we expected. Common layout, 43% of inventory share this layout of 2 bedrooms. 8% run by property management companies. If this is true, this is about to go up, because all these properties that's going to be delivered are doing this not all, a lot, condo hotels. All right, let's get down to business, shall we? They got revenue areas here. I don't want revenue. I want occupancy. Let's go. Okay, let's see if you guys can see this screen. Hold on. Yep, you can see it. All right, look. So let's see, where are we on here? Where's downtown? Okay, here we go. Here's downtown area, ladies and gentlemen, right? Let's just go look here. This shows revenue. Look. Wait, they got a different way of, they changed this. All right, anyhow, 7.9% occupancy. 48.2 luxury private beach. Let me get this up. They've changed this. I don't like this. I do not like this. It used to be a different map where it actually just showed me. Let's see if it just shows me. Nope, they don't just show me. What's happening? I don't like this at all. It used to actually show pictures, so I don't know what happened. This is different. I haven't been over here in a while. This is different. Come on now. This is not cool. I want pictures. I like pictures. Inventory. No. Properties. Maybe. No. All right. Well, we'll go this route then. If that's what you want to do, let's go. It's not telling me much. Here's occupancy rates, though. See, look at this. 31.5, 15. This is just random. 12.6, 19.5, Look at this, 57.8 prestigious sea view. Oh, they're by the water. 43% at Rock, 5-star. That's unusual, but still 43%, 8,600. Is that annually? Yep, that's annually. They paid more than 86,000. Just saying. All right. 40, here we go. 41%, 1 bedroom. It looks like that is at, that looks like Vista Cana. 4 bedroom inside Vista Cana. 8.2%. So I clicked on the wrong thing. Or what? 9.9. Oh, okay. I see what happened. Okay. 46%. Let's see where this is. It says beachside. Let's go. Where's the beach? No, 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 no. I don't want to go that route. All right. I'm not gonna get in here too much. I can't because I don't like this. It used to show the properties. 46. Anyhow, you guys can see how many properties are actually generating, well, so far, nobody over 50%. 20% at Cap Cana, 1 bedroom, again, 26%, 3,000 annually. That's not going to cut it. Nobody bought anything for 30,000. Yeah, these numbers are beachside, relaxed getaway. That's going to be interesting. All right, I won't go there. We'll go here. I'll have to figure out why I don't have. It used to just show me the pictures of the place and we can just see it, the occupancy rate. But we'll go a different way. We'll go to Airbnb. We'll go to Punta Cana. We'll use the same map though. This will be a lot easier because it shows us the actual monthly. I need some water. So forgive me for a second. They'll actually show us the weekly, including the total fees. If you're not familiar with Airbnb, they started changing some things. They made it where they're charging 15% more than what the host charges. So if the host charges 150 a night, a 7-night stay is 1,050. Okay? So that means they're adding on 15%, which is going to be more than 150. But let's just say it's $150. So to the person, it's 1,200. That's what it's going to show on Airbnb. August 13th. Oh, I was already doing something. Let's go look at August 13th through the 20th. That's in about 2 weeks. Inside Punta Cana. This is what you should do as an investor. This is how you have to figure out how you're going to invest. Just so you understand. This is the work you have to put in. All right? This is some of the work. You just don't willy-nilly listen to real estate agents. You don't listen to brokers. You don't listen to any of those guys. You go do the work. You find out how much things are. You willing to put your money down. If your plan is to not live there and your plan is to rent things out, then you need to know what the rental rates are. What's going on? Do I have a slowdown somewhere? I think I do. Why are we not having this go down? What's happening? Yeah, I know what it is. I got isolation situations. All right. Over 1,000 homes in Punta Cana. Yes, you can go to Airbtics. You heard me. Airb. AIRBTICS. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Pueblo Bávaro. That's where Jardines is, right? So when you see this is where like Jardines, Christopher, Epic, places like that are over here. Okay? So here we go. We have $693 for the week. 3 bedrooms. 2.5 bath. Oh, this isn't Pueblo Barbaros over here. This is Vista Cana. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. Vista Cana. Vista Cana condo, private rooftop, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. Sorry, I was on something else. That was 1153. 2 bedrooms, ladies and gentlemen, less than $100 per night. Keep in mind, 15% is added, minus 3%. So basically, your 18% is off of this, is what you're going to receive. All right, 18 times 7. There you go. So that ends up being what? About 132, something like that. So you're going to get $560 roughly for the week. All right? That is in Vista Cana. Here we go. Like the lady said, 2 bedroom, 2.5 bath, $624 for 7 nights. Yikes. Then we have people trying to get $1,000 for their 2 bedroom, 2 bath units. And this person has a 3 bedroom, 2.5 baths. They're trying to get $1,000. $722 inside Vista Cana. Looks like they're over the golf course. $722. So this is less than $100. These are 2 bedrooms, 3 baths. These generally cost for sure over $100,000, unless you got in 2022. I'm sorry, 2020. Then you might have a 2 bedroom that cost you 100 grand. But the ones by the golf course, they weren't available in 2020. So Ziba and Ventura, the 2 bedrooms were like 125, 135, something of this nature. All right. So here you go. Now, let's go. Well, this is probably a house too, right? Yeah, it's a villa. 1153, 3 bedroom, 2.5 baths. Just so you know, 2 years ago, you could have rented a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath for $300 a night. Now we're looking at $150 per night, and that's with the 15% tack on. So that means we get less than $150 a night. But okay, now let's go downtown. Here's the beach, the biggest pool in the Caribbean, right? They're over here downtown, along with Center. What do you call it? Central. But here you go. Look, no different. No matter where you stay, downtown at the beach, 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, $100 per night. You know these 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths that they cost like 200 and some thousand. Do you realize this? You don't, but that's how much they did, and then they escalated. Wow, that's not good. Not good at all. Let's see, is this even a? This isn't a penthouse. So no, it's the 3 bedroom, 3.5 bath, $887. Look here, 2 bedroom, 2 baths, $694. So you don't want to stay at Vista Cana? You want to stay downtown? Guess what? You can still spend $600 to $700. No problem. Stay at the beach. All good. Yes, some people charge more. This is true. Oh, whoa. I didn't want to do that. Okay, some people charge more. 1,200. That's probably a penthouse, right? Nope. 3 bedroom, 3.5 baths. 1,205. Again, this is crazy because these were 200 and some thousand. Some of these were originally like, was it 199, 189, something like that. And then they moved into the 2s when the developer was running into trouble. Then they just raised all the prices like 25 to 30 grand. So then it moved into the 200s range. It was crazy. Is this 3-bit? Yeah, that might be the right. Okay. So now let's go to Los Corrales. So then you can see what Los Corrales is doing, right? Check this out. Let's go to Los Corrales. Here we go. Low. Let's zoom in a little bit. How many people want to bet you have the same prices that you had at Vista? Let's go. In this area, there's also over 1,000 homes. How beautiful is that? Look at this, 619, right by the beach. There we go. 2-bedroom, 1.5 baths. Doesn't look like they have a view of the beach, though. Otherwise, they would open up their shades. But 604, take in the pool view, balcony, blah, blah, blah. 2-bedroom, 2.5 baths, 604. So see, you can stay a lot of places for $600. $700. And some people bought 1-bedrooms for $170, 2-bedrooms for $220, $230 in 2023 and 2024 in this Los Corrales area. And so you can see there's going to be a ton of places available over here. A ton. All right, looks like we have a 1375. Let's see what we got. That a penthouse unit? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Los Corrales penthouse. Yes, it is. 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. They came down from 2,000 to 1372 as expected. But this isn't that bad. I mean, it's still bad, but not, I mean, these are barely 100 a night. But this is more than usual. 757, 940, 477. That can't be right. That's the Kiss. Yuma at this beachfront Yuma apartment. Beachfront? What the heck? Oh, yeah, that is where you walk through and go to the beach. Wow. That's interesting. 477, okay. But this looks like it's cost more than it. Oh, this is by the beach too. 30 seconds from white sand beaches. 2-bedroom, 2 baths, 989, about 110. Yeah, about 110 per night. This is still not good. Even at 110, it's a good price. This penthouse is 110 a night. And then you add the 15%. They dropped their price from 1,500 roughly to 900. 713 dropped their price from 935 to 713. This is what we're talking about. This is very interesting because there's our favorite location, La Bruja, and the Coral buildings are not available. This is surprising. Coral Village, nobody? This is interesting. Nobody. Oh, here we go. They were hiding them. Okay, there's Terra Negra, 802. So another about 90 per night. Yo, okay, here we go. Starting to pop up. This Yuma condo puts you 1 block from the beach with pool. That's interesting. Where is that? That's a different location. That's not Coral Village. This one here is Coral Village, though. Okay. Oh, I see what happened. I didn't get back far enough. Coral Village. Oh, that's different. Coral Village is behind La Bruja. It's right here. Oh my, $400? 2-bedroom, 2 baths? What? Is this Coral Village? It looks like it. Yep, it's Coral Village. It's Coral Village. Wow, that's a deal. 862, Coral Village. 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. About $100 per night, plus the 15%. 679, Coral Village. 1 bedroom, 1 bath. 765, Coral Village. Okay, let's go across the street. Yuma apartment. Oh, Yuma's taking over. 618 for 7. Okay, this is cheap. So I'll stop with this, and then I'm going to go one last place. We got to go up to Rock, over in now known to be Macau. We'll go up there and see what's happening at Condo Rock because they have all these condos, right? They have all these condos up here. So let's go look. And they're adding more daily. We're going to have delivery of the Galaxy later on. Where's Macau? Okay, I don't see where Macau is. Where's Macau? Splash Water Park? Never heard of it. They don't have Playa Gorda. I don't see. We might. Oh, Toro Restaurant. That's the Hard Rock. So here we go. It's right here. Here we go. There's a. Whew, okay, just what we expect. 707. This is going to be. Yep. Oh, hold on. We don't want them. I didn't mean that. Here we go. Golf course. Yep. Less than $100 per night. 2-bedroom, 2 baths. In 2020, 2019, you could have bought a 2-bedroom out here for about 117, 125,000, depending on which of the projects, and it went up from there. It could be 200,000. It just depends on which one you're in. And this looks very. Oh, that's the beach club. That you actually have to pay a membership for, which is crazy. People that rent here have to pay a per person fee to go through the beach club to the beach. $35, I believe, dollars per person, which is outrageous. So now you have all these 2-bedrooms like out here closer, 3-bedroom, 3.5 baths. They're charging $995. A 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath out there, penthouse, that was at least 300 and some thousand when they built these. These guys are not getting anywhere near $300 per night. So $995, and out of that they get about 120, about $120 per night. That'd be $940, so that's too much. They get about 110, which would be $770 plus 15%. Gets you pretty close to this. So it's somewhere between 110 and 115. That's all they're charging per night. That's what they're getting anyhow. Airbnb keeps the 15%. Plus, if they have management, oh my, it's even worse. See, this is why when we're talking about a 25% management fee, imagine a person has 25% management coming off of this $1,000, which they don't even get to collect $1,000. But imagine the gross is going to be 770, let's say, and now they have 20, a fourth of that is gone. So they're already down to $500. And they haven't even paid their HOAs, which is probably going to be near $500. Let's just say it's generously 300, but then they still got electrical and things like this to pay when it's vacant, and insurance and all that. That's going to take away. So you're going to be paying people to rent here because they had to probably overpay for that unit. All right, $899, another penthouse, even less, but it's a 2-bedroom penthouse. Again, depending on when you bought these things could be $250,000. This would not be good, but I just want you to notice something where all these condos are. Notice there's only one up close, which is a penthouse unit that is over $1,000. And of course, this is it's new, just came out, so they're going for it. But again, there's nobody over $1,000 out here. Look at this. And there's not going to be. And Poseidonia is going to be built right here, along with Oasis Bay right here. Riviera Bay is coming in the next year. They're going to add more units right here. And there's probably another one somewhere I'm missing. All right. So it looks like the prices are generally the same, but they're a little, you could pay less as you get closer to town right now, but it's only but you can still find the same $600. Now, hold on, I left out one spot. We're going to go to the place that all the guys who spend the money, Cap Cana, they beat their chest because I stay in Cap Cana. I bought this place for $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. Let's go to Cap Cana. Um, Here's Cap Cana Marina. They're selling one bedrooms in here for 300,000 now to be near the Cap Cana Marina. Under our rules, that's $300 per night for 7 weeks, 7 nights. I need 2,100. All right, just so you guys understand, that's what we're dealing with now. These guys right here are in the marina. Somebody's doing a special deal, so we'll say it's a one knockoff. But waterfront Cap Cana studio, okay. It looks like it's in by the marina or whatever. Fine. Somebody's gonna rent that. 1,900 is a 3 bedroom, 3.5 bath. That's at least closer to what somebody should charge. It's not rented. 11.99. That's not bad. But again, they didn't spend 100. They didn't spend 120 grand for a place, a 2 bedroom, 3 bath at the marina. So this person is well under whatever it costs, probably 200 G's. I mean, I shouldn't even say that. I don't know what they cost unless they got it way back like 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Then it might have been 200 and some G's. But still, even if it was $250 a night, just so you guys know, is $1,800. So you add 15% onto there. This should be like $2,000. Just saying. That's a 2 bedroom, 3 bath place by the marina, in the marina. That's crazy. So all these guys are out here by the water. You want to stay out by the water? You too can spend 1,600, 1,300, or stay near the marina for 600 right now, the one. But most places are roughly 200 a night, 1,400 plus 15%. But look, this is 2 bedroom, 2 baths, ocean front. Wow, ocean front means you should have a direct view. That was not 200 grand. I'll tell you that right now. You generally would have had to pay 450, 500 like 10 years ago. So that's an interesting price. Not rented, but still. 933, 3 beds, no bathroom. What's that mean? That's weird. What is that? What is that? That's oh, there's a bathroom. They just didn't put them in. Wow. That's not there by the water. Yep, inlet. So again, 1,700, 2 bedroom, 2 baths. Again, these places were not like 200,000. I'm just telling you. So this is what they're doing out here. That's not good. Really not good. And the other thing is this. Right over here is, and by the way, we have a member that's going to buy a place in here that's a 1 bedroom for 300, and I believe it was 320, 330, and it's going to be along this line right here. I think they're building this out further, but it's going to be along here. And I seriously don't know about the $300 because you're going to need 330 per night, and hopefully you get the occupancy. But here's what I have a problem with. Easily see right now, these little apartments over here, when I can walk, these are like, you can see all under 1,000. These are 2 bedroom, 2 baths. And that's how this is going to play out. Look at this, 2 bedroom, 2 baths, 828 for the week. 677, 798, 1,046, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. This is crazy. So you can stay in Cap Cana, be right here, walking to there, and you could stay here. The only thing about Cap Cana, I'll say this: they got the 5 star, they got the marina, they got the tennis courts, they have matches for the ATT, ATP, ATT. I can't remember which one they are, but anyhow, Professional Tennis Association comes in once a year. That's cool. They have the heat. music awards. They have that over in Cap Cana. So they have like these little events. But as you can see right now, you can stay over in Cap Cana for less than $1,000 for the week. So here goes somebody else with a 939. And again, that's not unreasonable. But again, we have highs of 17, 1800. 2 bedroom, 2.5 baths. Looks like a villa. Pretty cool with its own pool. 1139. 2 bedroom, 2.5 baths. But these guys, they had to they had to pay 250, 350 for these 2 bedroom, 2 baths right by the water. That was probably 350. Could be more. So this fact that I can't get 350 per night, um, this is not good, and it's still available. So we don't know what the occupancy rates are, but look at this. These are 200 per night for sure. Look at this. Look at this. This is less than 100. This is almost 150 per night. It's about 170 per night. You know they had to spend more than 170,000 for this. So, just saying. And the fact they have a pretty good rating, 4.6, is right here by the water. This is crazy. This is beautiful. So this gives you an idea. If you're going to be out where we are at Larimar, um, this is going to be very interesting because driving out there, you're going to be able to charge anywhere near any of any of the prices we showed inside Vistacana. In even Vistacana prices, you saw that. You saw downtown prices. You see that over here they can't charge people 2,000 for the week, and they're in the upscale where they do have 5-star hotels, all inclusives, and it has the branding for the Miami of, whatever, Dominican Republic. So let me know what you guys think. We always got to learn, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do here. I appreciate you hanging with me, and hopefully you learned something tonight. And if you like that 169K, you can give me an offer. Hit me up on my email at support@stopstrugglingnow.com. I greatly appreciate it. And all I can tell you is, in real estate, you're going to need ownership. Real estate is ownership, but it is a liability. Because if you invest, you need investment dollars. You can't just guess. And that's why buying right now at the higher prices, you could be taking a high risk. That's why the property I give you, at least it's going to cost lower than what they're selling them for now. A lot lower. Like I said, if Inmo Caribe is selling an 11th floor unit for $235,000 in the tower behind, where they can't even see straight across, they don't have unobstructed views. The building has obstructed views where they can see the water on the outside of the building. That's fine, but you actually can see directly everything. No, unobstructed, no hotels in front, nothing's in front. You're high enough, you're not on the second or third floor or fourth, so hotel won't be in the front of you, so you can see over the hotel, everything. There's no towers going to be built on the Fairlawn, at least that we know of. I don't think they will, because that's going to be some serious weight and blocking all kind of views. They won't do that. All right. So hopefully that helps you out, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, I'm open to any reasonable deal. No credit check, no qualifying, no barrier to entry. You're simply assuming my payment plan, the remaining payments, which is still significant. But the fact is, that's why the price is what it is. But again, I'm negotiable for the price because I want to sell. I'm a motivated seller. I don't want to have nothing to do with them. I'm just admitting I'm a motivated seller. So come up with something so I can sell it to you if you want a property out at Larimar City and Resort. All right? I'm motivated because my dream is something different than their dream. And that's the basic difference. I don't feel comfortable with what their vision is since they changed some things. And when they broke out this furniture package with 25%, the management fee, I was like, I don't like the furniture package. Just looks like meh, all of that. And so I'm like, I don't agree. I'm not agreeing with the vision. The vision was something different. The vision was almost on the border of Cap Cana is over there. That's their own thing. Vista Cana is over here. That's their own thing. Los Corrales, El Cortecito, that used to be the tourist zone, still is the main tourist zone. Down, downtown is trying to become something, but downtown is lacking because having Coco Bongo, having the bars, having the restaurants in that downtown area, that's fine. But the thing is, the way they structure downtown, it's not like a walkable downtown. You're either at that Coco Bongo place with the restaurant, bars, and whatever, Hard Rock, or you're walking back to condos. And when you walk back to the condos, who cares about seeing dolphin discovery? Who cares about seeing the soccer field and the sports complex? And basically, there's nothing but condos over here. And then you got the Caribbean Lake Park, which is overpriced, trying to charge people 50. Well, in prime time, they're trying to charge people $99 per person on an island to go to a water park. That's insane. So there's not much traffic for that. I mean, that's a party of four paying $400 to go to a water park when you're surrounded by water. That's crazy. So that's why it's been on a failure list a couple of times already. And then this guys have taken it over and spent a lot of money. So again, they have the nightclub is back there, but again, you pay to get in. So everything is downtown, but it's not a walkable, in my opinion, downtown. I haven't been there in 2 years plus. But the way it's designed, it looks like they're trying to do two separate things. They're going to bring in a convention center somewhere, I guess. They're going to bring in a shopping place, which is a big disaster at this point. Even though for tourism, it's great. But I don't recommend doing this because the whole island is a tourist zone. You have restaurants, you have bars, you have nightclubs. You have them everywhere. Eating places everywhere. Nature of the business. But that's the point. They're everywhere. It's nothing special. I can be in Santo Domingo. I can get the same type of beach, nightclubs, restaurants, same kind of thing. More traffic. I can be in Samana. No traffic. I mean, let's just call it what it is, right? I can be over in the Bride of the Atlantic that they used to call Puerto Plata. That's gone downhill over the last 40 years. It used to be Bride of Atlantic. Can you believe that? Puerto Plata. Puerto Plata is not even mentioned anymore. Just to give you an idea, because Punta Cana has taken over. Everybody heard of Punta Cana now. Back then it was Puerto Plata. Now it's Punta Cana. And Punta Cana is trying to take the mantle, but unfortunately they allowed all these places to be built. That causes a cash flow problem down the line. So anyhow, if you want the unit, give me a call. Give me an email. Support at Stop Struggling Now. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you learned something as well on the back end. And I'll see you guys another time. I love you guys very much. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And that just means you're going to have to learn to make some more money some way, somehow. And that's what you need to do, ownership. I'll be dropping a video on tomorrow about ownership. On Monday, we'll be back to ownership type things. And I'll debut the AI-generated website for Stop Struggling Now. It ought to be pretty awesome. I just, again, told it. Go check out the Stop Struggling Now YouTube page and create a website based on the videos and things you see from that page and start off. And you'll see what it presented to me. It's pretty cool. I got to give them credit. And we'll talk on Monday. But just remember, stay safe out here because you never know what somebody's going through. There's all kind of things going on right now in our country. And a lot of people are under stress that normally would not be under stress. And just remember, you never know what they're thinking, what their mindset is, and what can trigger somebody, because a lot of people are on edge. And just keep all of that in mind, because no matter what you do out here, be strong, stay confident, keep trying, and keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.